comfort, you can just run Cypher.
I don't know what
it
you're
helps a
talking
little bit
about.
with info,
BBL
helps a little bit with holding
pistol
middle.
win rate in VCT EMEA. Thank you very much for the
Looking
toast.
everywhere. Okay, let's try again. We've got FUT on defense, we've got BBL on attack.
Can I get the sample size on that? No, I don't think it does include the one that just happened, the second pistol round or the first, depending on when you're joining us. BBL on the attack and moving it towards the A site this time. I see movement.
Oh my, that is just all shock
already
darts.
find the opening duel. It's Mr. Fallen with a shock dart, but there's pressure on him as he is being surrounded. Yetijay here to help, but not for long. It's all Mr. Fallen
he dinked him.
and an ace
He
just around the corner. Stolen by
yeah,
Cracks.
almost.
He had no right to do that.
The Bucky ace almost into the ghost ace. Man, the shocks were doing so much damage. Give him an extra bullet there, he's got that.
It would have been aces in back-to-back matches, by the way, after, you know, the Bucky one last time around. This guy, like I said it when we were, well, sort of waffling a little bit.
Isn't a necessity on Ascent anymore. No, I don't think it is, but I think it's...
And Mr. Fallen, which
I think it definitely makes life pretty easy on this map. It's definitely a great pick.
Seems completely imbalanced and most of the time does not work out. Unless maybe you're King from Leviathan when he was IGLing. That seemed to work out quite well.
Just hit 4, right?
Nice shock. Decent damage done by it.
These shock
and it's not just that, man. Every bit of leadership in the FUT roster has got some incredible fragging power. Mr. Fallen,
they can't dodge him at the moment.
Steps in as a sub and he's unbelievable. Hell, they should just start getting Sinan out here. I bet he'd be dropping 50. Too far?
Take flight.
You can doubt him. You can doubt him. I'll send him the clip.
Trying to take the timing.
Like
MP40 had the timing.
Easy start to the game.
Mr.
Fallen almost
Mr. Fallen's looking unbelievable. Go get your ult, mate. Go on.
Of course, he's going to go back for more because worst case he goes down. Needs one orb away. Well,
very nice.
It always looks impressive.
Well, they lost to Sheriff. That's it. Sheriff armor.
It's a fairly simple 2-0. Only a pistol lost, and that's it. That was basically just Mr. Fallen farming
VLR,
orbs.
Ben, thank you so much, mate.
For BBL,
appreciate the 5 months. Thank you for the prime usage as well, mate.
0-12 last time they played out on the attack. Of course, massive role switches, even changing up the agents that they brought into this one. So there has to be a hope that there's going to be more in the attack.
Ascent ace was his fast ace ever, at least in franchising, yeah.
Should be a lot.
You'd imagine so. Look, I think, and they touched on it on the desk as well, this being not a very usual composition that you see brought to bear, but they've got faith in it, and there must be a reason for it. 2-0 start for the side of FUT. 1 away from Hunter's Fury. Certainly going to be online coming into the next. For rifles in the hands of BBL, you don't want to see them taking too many licks of damage early on. They've dealt with Zeus, sending him back on the A site with 30 HP. And now
it's nice from BBL. Pressure over towards A main, disrupt the recon. They know they don't have replay for a little bit. And then group up over towards B. Speaking of replay, we've got a drone to clear that question mark. So you should see Jet rotate.
Going down, they didn't invest much into the rifle, so
should see
expectation should be fairly low for this take.
Absolutely.
Took a little bit. Cracks has got double flash.
3 pistols as we'll often see, a little 2 with some bulldogs.
Mr. Fallen's a recon to help if he wants it. Here it goes.
And it certainly has, taking down 1, but Yetijay,
oh my god, the recon's gone.
Right above him. The paranoia
recon's gone fully off the map.
An opportunity for a little bit more.
How's he alive for so long? The Marshal can one-shot everyone right now.
And what should have been an easy round, now they've got to contend with 2 players. The HP disadvantage, but Levin, he's not playing shy. Just 1 bullet needed from any weapon, but he goes swinging, gets them a 2v1.
So the stream starting,
the 30 HP Zeus as the last man standing, wrap around from BBL2. I like this. He's looking the wrong way in heavy traffic.
Nicely done. Go close though. Double armor rebind 3 guns.
Damage still from a pretty weak bonus round.
Yeah, it was just that singular crossfire that basically managed to isolate a fairly absurd amount of duels. Like the close range stinger and then the bulldog from afar from Cracks. I think it got far more done than ever expected. The only thing I'd say in response to that, that's actually a good thing for BBL, is that Levin has got off to a great start. Because...
holy hell.
We got a -30
mic's just peeking everywhere.
Honestly, just turn the mic off and take the audio from the person next to him. There's enough.
Audio from my mic. I think we can hear him.
11.
Okay, deep recon with the Silver ult. They go for the EG com Silver ult. I mean, they got 1.
At least a little bit of damage, but doesn't really help.
They didn't straight away do it, which is interesting. Like the recon was late. Also, they do a different recon to what Most
might look
people
at this
do.
round, maybe there's a buy in the next. It's not looking great for BBL economically.
Yeah, it is definitely a bumpy start for the attack side. They get their round on the board.
Okay, better than Liquid.
Ew.
Well,
It's a rough hold on site here. Adder's got a flash, goes in, hits 3. Dude, that was a nice flash. Well, bought enough time for the backup. A great recon.
A little more for Zeus. A triple kill. And we talked about
they
him
handled this
against
well, by the way. Almost flash into 3, recon, and like double swing.
Secured. Sociable in their way, but not for long. Cracks quickly dispatching it. And 3-1 we go.
Thank you so much for that. Oh, that's not good.
Maybe a little bit unlucky for Sociable, but yeah, a solid start for FUT. And you do have to bear in mind that this was the map choice of BBL. It's not where I expected this to go.
Mince 8 with the tier 1 as well.
One that I almost expected on the cards, especially after FUT had a blip on it last week. Even with the ace, it wasn't enough for them to take things over the line. So that was where I was thinking. But it almost feels like BBL have played this Veto as more of a counterplay rather than picking into their own strengths, which personally I don't like. I would much rather
What's the pluses with the BBL comp?
It's very interesting as well.
I mean, it should have so much util that they can just overwhelm and fight mains. It should have some of the best fast strats, but obviously they're up against the KOs, so they can't reliably
I agree with you, Tom. It is a bit of a head scratcher. You always wonder what the thought is behind it. We won't find out, I guess, until the post-match interviews.
Oh my goodness, did the scene hit?
It is! He's gone for the forward dash, a staple of Yassine.
Dude, has he got no speed? He's doing like 500 jumps here. My goodness, dude.
Oh, I talk about a round like
yeah, and there's some guns to pick up.
Pistols where it should have been a walk in the park. 4 FUT to close out, but that Bladestorm's made all the difference. Levin seeing the spark of Zeus in the last round and looking to outshine it. A 2v4.
No idea what Mr. Fallon
minimal
is.
weapons recovered. Sociable's got a rifle. There's a Bladestorm still, but it's very much winnable for FUT.
Especially with that initial pick. Perfect, having played the
Dude, great little updraft from him.
5 HP and still kicking. They've got to get past Sociable though. The bodyguard at the top of the site, and while looking for that
what a
final
round,
knife,
though.
it will be
Oh my goodness, what a round, bro.
That pay save card, Thrifty.
Double upgrade to the guns as well.
Say of almost literally nothing. I think they had mostly classics, a single sheriff.
Yeah. So Silver 8 with the prime as well. Thank you for the 4 months, mate.
But wow, it's an exciting start for Levin because I mentioned that him versus Zeus. I'd favor Zeus, but thus far, well, they've won 2 rounds. He has won them 2 rounds.
That is a tough scenario for poor old Zeus. Got a little bit too close to them with that forward dash. Couldn't make it away. Gets caught by the Bladestorm. The round sent into disarray. BBL, it was looking like a slow start, a shaky one certainly. Now they're
start looking at the money. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 that can't buy next. We've got 3 that can't buy next, so massive round. Cracks his ult. And dude, the ult against this comp is actually very, very strong.
Feels like we're on the map of Turkey. We've got a jet on either side, both of them performing. Looks like it could be fun. Cracks will be the one to find Levin though.
Pretty much what we said. This ult just stalls everything. They definitely could pivot through.
Next to nothing on the board just yet. Timing,
oh,
it looks good
rough.
actually for Yumpy, but
yeah, I thought he was winning that.
Still managed to come out on top. This round was one built by the last, but it's looking like it's going to go right back in the other direction once again. Mr. Fallen should finally be isolated, but they still need a hero, and with an immediate trade.
Yeah, tell you what, FUT handled this well. See a couple of these rounds, right, where they just realize they're coming over towards B, they just double turtle back of sight. Like they don't want to fight them here. They're just falling all the way back.
Not giving them the info off that haunt either, as they're out of range of it. Just has to go in with his wits and his weapon.
Okay, nicely done. Dude, yeah, it's weird from FUT at the moment. So as soon as they realize they're coming here, everyone leaves to go back aside with 2 of them. Each time it's a KO saving double flash. We haven't even got to see what the flashes are for yet. I guess just a right-click swing at one point, but... Odelia with the tier 1, thank you so much for the 6 months. Cracks did a great KO. This was good timing once we said it was like really strong against this comp because it just stopped the hit straight away.
Much more of a scramble. I think Mr. Farland does well just to hold on to his ground, and as said, individually he's been sublime, and Cracks up there as well. And this is the thing I've said. So far in terms of individual performances, he's been okay. If you
tech
get
pause
cracks
though, right?
online in this matchup, they win this map. I don't even think it's much of a question. And with some of the performers, or some of the stars of BBL currently a little bit quiet, sociable.
The best
yet to really
Yoru at
get
the
off to
moment, yeah, there's a
races
lot
and
of them.
upbeat
The
with
problem
zero
is,
onto the board. It's going to be a very
the best
early
Yoru is
pause coming
probably
out for
Jorgama,
BBL
but
because,
his
well,
ults
you've
aren't
already
as
witnessed
good
the team
as
go
most
0 and
teams.
12 on this side of the map. You know
they
it can get out of
can,
control. Stop it.
They can sort
before
that.
it grows
That's
legs.
more of a...
Absolutely.
Is it a team issue?
I like the idea.
I don't know if it's a team issue or a him
deciding
issue.
where that ult economy is going to go, where the weaknesses that FUT are presenting
Martin's good.
But the start
Braga,
for
see,
that
they're a good
defensive side,
example of a
albeit,
team
yes,
that
it's
like
better for
really
BBL
sets
than
up
what
the
we saw
ults as
before.
well.
They're managing to sprinkle in a
Same with
couple of rounds
Jemkin.
amongst
Like
that
Jemkin's a very
defeat.
good Yoru, but if you look at like
But realistically,
the setup of his ults, like RQ are probably the best team always, Yoru wise. Like Yoru always.
The choice of this map as well. Remember, as we said, starting out the
I'm the best Yoru, dude. I'm all for Yoru. My brain melts as soon as I ult. My brain melts. I'm not doing the TP. I'm just forgetting what all my abilities do. Dude, there's no way we get a tactical pause into a tech pause, man.
Had Turkish players perhaps,
You're killing
but
me.
certainly if they were a full Turkish squad, this isn't where you wanted to fight it out. So a fitting place to start this series. It would have been a beautiful place to end it, a map 3 between them. But
still better than Sideshow? I mean, maybe. I haven't seen his Yoru. If it's anything like his League of Legends play, then
I suppose
yeah,
what
I
it
think
used
you're
to represent. Take it from their opponents. This used to be our home ground. It's certainly not yours.
What's in the specific ranking, bro? The play, I have a hard time with
go back to their game versus KC. They had
judging
a 9-3
Pacific, man.
defensive half. The game finished
There's like 8 teams that can beat each other.
Not clean, and I think especially with this sort of old school standard composition, that is what we've come to expect. Like when teams switch it up and maybe bring in a deadlock, bring in a Yoru, then you see a few more rounds in the attack, or you go back to Na'Vi in the
Jesus,
past, like running
Ardis,
that
man.
fade and having that really aggressive attack side. Maybe you expect more attack rounds, but I think for both of these teams, the
Ardis is hunting
expectation
him.
is that they'll be more on the defense. Of course,
I know they are
data-wise,
online. They're for sure online.
yes, 4 rounds
Do
scored,
you know the
0
reason that
for
I know they're
BBL,
online
but
as
we've
well?
only got the
Is like
one
normally
game,
when they have the
so we can't really
cameras,
say how good their
they
defense
have
is
like
gonna
the
be, but I have
KD
high
here,
expectations. So
and
already having a couple of rounds on
that's
the
normally
board,
because they got the
I think if they
API
end
of
on
the LAN
4,
servers set up.
5, they're not
And
in a bad
then
spot at all.
when you see that
Obviously,
that's
you then
not
have to go
there,
back to their
it means that they've
pistol
gone to a
win
random
percentage
server and they haven't
incredibly
set the
high. So I
API
think
of the
that
server
will
up.
probably play into their
So
favor as well.
he's
but
not wrong, they are playing
I
online.
don't think that this sort of back and forth is necessarily bad for them. Of course, we do have ourselves hopefully a slight tech pause this time around, but
I think
They're just having problems with the servers. Like this whole 3
I've heard
weeks.
that on good authority.
Because it's always missing.
But yeah, no, the reality is what last time, FUT versus KC, they come in, defensive side, early on, what they lose the pistol, they follow up. 9 out of 10 buy rounds from that point forward. I mean, this is just a squad that when they got rifles in their hands, they were not losing. And yes, they had that little bit of weaker investment. BBL came through, Bladestorm swung the round in their favor, but what we expect to see out of these next 6 rounds is FUT putting up numbers. And so for BBL, the question remains, can they interrupt the success that FUT have had against teams?
Kayoko, thank you so much for the prime. Appreciate the 3 months.
A very respectable squad.
Have you fly out to Berlin, yeah?
Embarrassed
Pretty much.
going onto their defensive side. So
yeah, they kind of got to sort this out, really.
if they can build those blocks
At one point, we've got to start wondering if it's even worth playing on LAN. If you're playing on online servers and you have no crowd.
It's a matter of just getting what they can here and then bouncing back. Of course, they'll have a while to think.
I feel like even when you go back though to like, I'm thinking of like Supermassive Blaze and like old school Turkish teams. What's the defense? It was just if you can get your superstar jet on an operator, chill in mid, wreck anybody that faces off, and I don't even remember.
Giant
really
999 with the
remember
tier 1.
teams
Appreciate the
ever
12
having to
months.
play the
Thank you for
because
that.
it was just so
Appreciate that,
clean
dude.
in those sort of rounds. Like even teams like Ascent were getting battered by their defensive sides of this map. Again, you go back in the history.
It doesn't
of
make
BBL,
sense. Yeah,
like,
I do.
talked about it
I can't remember what stream I was talking about it on, but I was just like,
that history ever really came around the
maybe
attack
there
side,
is
so
an argument for
of
having the
course,
whole of
I
groups
do maybe
online
worry a little
anyway.
bit with the, if it's
I think we would have less tech pauses And then you
BBL
have
can come
playoffs
back,
all
like we saw them
on
do it
and then
on
hope
Split
that this is all
versus Fnatic,
sorted.
but I do think they've also just teetered out of
Feels like it
few
would
maps
save a
here
lot
and
of money
there.
for
So
everyone involved.
I would worry
We're
that
already
maybe
halfway
FUT
there.
will just have the individual
More than
prioritization
halfway, to be
will get
honest.
them around or two, that if it's
Stylo,
too
thank you
far
so much for the
outreach,
tier 1.
this will
Appreciate
be
the 10
a
months.
tough
Thank you for that.
Yeah, and I think, Tom, you're hitting the nail on the head there, realistically. Like, you have to have that little bit of runway built up in the first half, even if it is, like, you look at the stats, I think the
Houdini,
second most
173 as well.
defensive
Thank you
side
so
of
much for the
map
tier
is
1.
Fracture,
Appreciate the
looking at
29
59%,
months.
but that's
Thank you,
barely
thank
being
you.
played. Ascent isn't up there. It's only been played one more time, but it's 66%. Then again, a lot of that is going to come off the back of like BBL losing 12-0 with a very small sample size that's going to blow the statistics out of the water. But the reality is, yeah, when you go down 12-0, you're not going to be able to bounce back. You go 4-0 in the second half, team wins one round, it's over. You need that little
They do
bit of
everything
wiggle room,
online and
3
then
or 4
do
rounds, and,
playoffs
already
online when it be
BBL
Tech
are on
Ball
the way
Central. Yeah, but at
securing
least we
that.
get 5 weeks
But
less of this.
we're not on the way to closing out this tech pause just yet. We're on our way, but not close to the finish, I suppose. Luckily, we had a little bit of a SOT put together. I think you saw it if you watched the pre-show, but in case you didn't, in case you're just joining us now, let's take a look at one of the players from BBL. Take a look at Levin.
Are we map 2 or map 1? Or map 1?
What do you think about the new superstar Turkish talent we have on BBL?
Levin's dash in, decimates Grabinho. He does look like
Crowds not on Wednesdays, no. There's crowd on Thursday, Friday, so.
Here goes Loon again. First headshot, second as well. You get an 18-year-old prodigy from the Turkish league. Chances are they're going to be pretty good.
Burak dünyanın en iyi oyuncusu olmak istiyor ve bunu herkese göstermek istiyor.
I think his nickname is called Loon or Levin, but I call him Burak by his first name.
Biraz hızlı geldiğimin farkındayım. Yaşayacağım tüm şeylerin riskinin, sorumluluklarını alıp geldim. Sadece başarılı olmak istiyorum. Herkese merhaba. Ben Burak. Türkiye'den geldim.
Since the first day of the trials, he instantly impressed me with how vocal he is and how much he wants to learn.
Reveal coming, hold recon. How's your Turkish?
Awful. Levin's mental is something that was brought up very early on. Hey,
The game hasn't started yet. No, it has started. We're just on our second tech
Here's
boss.
why we think he's brilliant. Sadece tek bir dueliste takılı kalmıyor. Kendini geliştirmeye sürekli açık.
The Real
Kendini
Grande,
nereye
thanks so much for
atar
the
gördüğü
Prime.
zaman
Appreciate
bunu
the
çok
6
kolay şekilde
months.
fixleyebiliyor. O yüzden de gelişimi hızlı bir şekilde
Of course, dude,
ilerliyor.
of course.
Maçın
Thank you
her
for saying that as
anında
well.
hem kendine hem de takım arkadaşlarına nasıl destek olabilirim şeklinde oynuyor.
I have seen a lot of young players. where
Olive
they're
Out,
very
thank you so
skilled,
much
but
as
the
well.
mindset is not there.
The Furious stuff,
I
yeah,
think this
I've
guy
heard
has
some of the
worked.
rumors. I think they need to
You could
change.
instantly see that he's
Not
good for the game.
I'm not against a hard reset. Appreciate the bets.
Laser Tech'te
When you only look like you know what you're doing
Çünkü o
on
Trans oynuyor.
2 maps within the space of, let's be lenient, let's say the space of 4 months. It's probably 6 months.
İlk tanıştıklarında
Then
Elias da
something's
birazcık bence kendini gördü
insanely
bu arada.
wrong.
Çok iyi anlaşıyorlar öncelikle. Sadece oyun içerisinde değil.
Rhyhard with the Prime, thank you for the 5 months. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the Prime.
Bakıyor, kafasını çeviriyor. Cheeseburger istiyor, cheeseburger. Bana alay ediyor.
For me, I see him as like a little brother.
Yani Yampil'le olan bağımız yani çok saçma gelişti.
He's never lived in another country, for example, and I have been doing this for many years now, and if he has anything that he needs to know, he can always come and ask me about it, and I'm very open to teach him everything.
Bence hayatımda tanıdığım en iyi, en perfect
Yampil's from
insan
Finland.
diyebilirim. BBL'de oynamam açıkçası benim için çok gurur verici bir şeydi. Çünkü ben 14 yaşımdan beri bunun hayaliyle yaşıyordum. Ben oyunda bronzken BBL'de oynayan oyuncuları izliyordum. Oralardan buralara geldim.
Because this is his dream job, it means that he cares a lot. And sometimes when you care a lot, it can turn into extra pressure.
You can hear it in his voice. You can hear it from the amount that he talks.
Evan, do you have flash? Evan.
If this guy is talking more, he's playing well, and if he's playing well, he's talking more. I remember one round in particular. pushing down mid, defending on Abyss. He's playing Yoru, so he has the ability to take a few more risks. He's then taking duels with someone like Bladestorm, a former international title winner and a legend. And he's going, nope, I'm not TPing away.
I'm not gonna TP.
I'm staying around for a bit longer. I want to be here, I want to make my mark.
I love he had a TP the whole time and he was like, 2 is not enough.
He's a young guy that has grown up with this and is now getting the opportunity to do it at the top level. He loves it and wants to give everything that he has, with also a complete disregard for the lack of experience that he has.
Bence Burak 1-2 sene sonra EMEA'nın en iyi duelisti haline gelecek.
He can get to that highest level.
Does China never have tech pauses?
When you have such a young person
No,
who
I
doesn't
don't.
have the experience and he's already having the positive mindset and not any ego, that's for sure separates him from other players. Just seeing this every day also motivates me as a older person, I guess. Mamba mentality.
Yani ben çok hırslı biriyim. Yani bendeki hırs hiçbir şeyde yoktur yani ben. Kafama koyduğum, istediğim bir şey, hani sonucu ne olursa olsun, hani neyden fedakarlık etmem gerekirse edeyim, onu başarmak için her şeyimi veririm.
It's just about having the correct PC.
İsteyip başaramadığım hiçbir şey olmadı.
Yeah, I don't think it's a PC issue. Juniper, thank you so much for the Prime. Appreciate the whole year. Thank you for that. Did you see Flashback move to the academy? Yes. So I think DRX are just done with change, or I think they're just done with changing or getting thrown curveballs. They're just gonna stick with these 5 now.
I think
Can't really
people
blame
who
him.
have just seen him play just expect there is much more to come.
Bu onlar için küçük bir fragman olsun. Ben neler yapabileceğimin farkındayım. Ve eğer işler rayına oturursa onlar için sıkıntı olabilir.
It's always nice to get to know our players a little bit more here in VCT
Straight back to the desk. It's not a good sign.
League officials are still investigating, so I'll keep you guys updated when I have the information. But you heard that from Levin, you know, and all of his teammates, coaches as well, just hyping him up, gassing him up.
Did they really get in the money out of the analysts today as well? Or like the last 3 weeks?
The second round, the BBL even managed to
Had
win.
to do desk
It
segments that are like 5 times
off the
longer than
back
any
of
other
what Levin
region.
was able to do. Now, we had Uli
How long till NA? No NA today, but NA tomorrow.
But they loved it. Chat was
And
loving
then
it.
let's have a little look.
Something else, you know. He's.
I know we say that we normally stick with EMEA, but if it's a game that means nothing,
I'm not that good
and
without
it's,
him, you know. He's my.
what is it, Vitality,
Can you just
Na'Vi
pretend that he's here?
is
Yeah, he didn't say
tomorrow.
the same when you were.
They're both qualified.
Stir the pot more, but like.
It's whoever gets 3rd, 4th seed. You see, like there, maybe we switch if we get loads of tech pauses.
You want me to cast it in Spanish?
Oh boy,
Round 5.
maybe we get a tech pause.
Oh, yeah.
Do I like Sunset as a map?
You guys know what it is being with
I think it's
Sue
okay.
today.
Better than
but the thing
better
is, I
than,
wasn't even here in this room to. Okay.
Do it.
almost half of the maps that we got.
Okay, BBL. After catching.
I think it's fun to watch. I think it's better in pro play than it is in
the
ranked.
sound of the round. I need to hear what's going on. Okay. 20 segundos han pasado, Smoke se caen hacia el medio, pero BBL que no tiene nada de utilidad puesta en ninguno de las miras. Sus que acaba con la primera baja y la respuesta es instantánea. BBL, 1, 2 y seguimos buscando más. No vemos asistencias en el marcador, todo es gracias a Leven. Otra más para él, 3 bajas conseguidas en esta ronda económica. La Spike que va a ser plantada en cualquier momento, dando ese punto para Jumpy. 2, 2. Cerca de la ultimate. It's difficult because I'm here and I'm used to speaking
Are we going to get a
English
quattro?
I don't know. I cannot remember. But yeah, what I was saying basically is that even though Levin creates all this space and puts all this pressure,
I'll take me with the broadcast. I've turned it down a little
look
bit.
at the names, we do not see the other people. We do not see the assists. Now you're asking me to think in both languages at the same time, and I cannot do that. So it is him just having a very good and quick reaction to all of this, but most of the duels were just isolated by his...
I love
I think Riot has to stop making sites where you can see the plant from mains.
We nearly had a
I think
that would have been so sick.
that would help in certain situations.
That'd be so sick. Did you say you miss Leo?
Yes.
Oh my
I
god.
think more emphasis needs to be put on like mids in maps. Like, you have to have reactions.
Why did I think it was
Like, my main issue, I have two main issues with the maps. One is like everything's a small choke point everywhere, which kind of sucks. And there's a couple of maps where you're very limited on defense. Like, this is why Haven's good, because you have like garage to retake, where you have like long or short where you can push, or you have like mid where you can push. You can always have like a reaction to something, and like I would say 2 reactions, really multiple, apart from like obviously rotating, stacking, so you end up getting like 4, maybe even 5 if you talk about pushing, like towards C-long as well. But these other maps, like Icebox is a great example, can't do anything. I either push the side that I'm on, or I rotate. I have 2 options. That's it. You could argue you could push middle, but what are you going to do? Go into a crossfire? Kind of similar to like Pearl in that. Kind of similar to Abyss in that. You just don't have as many options.
This is a segment for the future for whenever we have more tech
so we're getting Magnum for this segment.
Yes. Magnum and, well, we'll see.
Danny, Pipson.
Yes.
Pipson and Magnum in this segment would slap.
And they have to choose, what have they said?
Oh, that would slap. I think we should invite Ryan back as well, so he could also guess. Yeah, I think that.
You think free site maps are imperative to Valorant? I think having a free site map requires more thought for whatever the mid area is, which means that you have more reactions around the map. So yeah, I think they're better.
I'm a big fan of the Scottish accent. I love it when I hear Cairo cast. I think we should get you and Cairo to cast together.
Yeah, let's get Cairo back.
Yeah,
bring him back.
Cheeky little try-cast.
Little Cairo Billy.
I think also when you have Sentinels in the game, the free side maps are just better for this game.
The experience as well.
Oh wow, okay. But then he would.
If only he had a Scottish accent. Yeah, but he can exaggerate it.
Are there things that you could say in, I guess, in Scottish in terms of like, you know, slangs?
Yeah, but how would we make it Valorant? That's the question.
That's what I mean. That doesn't exist.
Scottish Valorant slang. I don't know. That's a content idea for you, Cairo. Maybe you should take that one.
Yeah.
Favorite CS maps? Tuscan
Cash.
I
think, you know, we
like old school Train was pretty good.
Mitch has zero Irish
Contra was kind of fun.
Zero. And zero.
I kind of like Dust too as well, but just because I used to
Irish until like 2 or 3 years into knowing him.
I'm pretty sure he's British.
He didn't bring it up.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that he brings it up, but if I wouldn't listen or I
just
wouldn't
say every
take it seriously,
basic
because
map.
to me he doesn't really have an accent.
He does come across more British.
I think Cash and Tuscan is way better than the.
Like I think like his taste in food.
Most of the others.
The British players as well, the Valorant players, they're always faves. Yeah, I'm so glad we're not sending this back to them anytime soon. But I saw the ticker change. We're getting ready, Trex. We're ready.
Contra, yeah, Contra is really fun. It's an underrated map.
Turkish derby with 2 Brits, Mitch and Dom.
Cobble. One of the cobbles was good. Like old school cobble before they messed around with like Long B.
Back into the game. I'm very excited about this one, Tom, because you know what? Anticipation builds as you have to wait, and they've kept the next rounds from us for long enough. Let's get rid of the red from the studio. 4-2 is where we left you, and that's where we'll pick it back up. BBL.
Okay, we're back. We made it. Where are we at? BBL just got reset money-wise, and they got an eco. They got 4 ults. Let's hope they don't use the ults into the eco unless they get some kind of advantage. Double hero gun.
It feels like it should be yesterday. We will find out who the most tenured
Look at BBL's default for a little bit, because
that's for people to go and find
what's the reason that they use triple initiator? This is interesting as well, by the way. B control into knife into recon. Like FUT are doing good at using their initiators to get info on either side.
Decent opportunity to bridge the gap of that investment. They are missing Levin's ultimate, of course, having been deployed in the previous. Still will be able to do quite a bit if they're given opportunity.
Interesting. They do the closest smoke that blocks vision, so you could be sneaking into Eva.
I think a lot of teams nowadays
instead of the deep smoke, which only kind of does the same thing in my opinion, but obviously this is the main angle. Oh, dude, that actually might do it now. They might get tempted to use ults.
I think they won't mind too much, and this leaves Adacaptain almost completely isolated on the site. Look at where the rest of the team currently are. They are deep within. The closest just
he has flash, but he has no idea that they're close, so he can't really use it.
Good spray correction on the Sociable.
That's a gun to pick up. There's another gun over towards A main. They're not going to have time to get it though. Veto kind of misses.
Be able to get the plant now.
I think Yampi's so fine to use his ult here.
4 versus 3. Yes, there are pistols, but a rifle in the hands of Levin and Profek that can do a hell of a lot of damage. They found it.
Damn, that was a nice timing, a triple swing.
Even there for Levin. Yet again with a triple spray and a great read on the final player's location. It seemed as the smoke fades, though. It's Magnum.
My goodness, I got close. There's a nice shot at the end here. Dude, why does it feel like something's wrong?
Just one away from FUT now.
This has been a
why did Magnum not look
so
happy?
far.
He kind of looked like something's
the
going
team
wrong.
Coming in with the weaker purchase and a lot of rounds has been able to get it through. I don't know how Profek even managed to react quick enough to win that fight, but as I said, from that point onwards, it was left to Anna Captain and a heroic attempt by the likes of Yedege. But ultimately, oh, they muted his mic. There you go, he's gone.
Ever told you my favorite color is red, Tom? It's not true, but I think I must have told someone in production.
You can tell something is wrong. He's lagging at the end here.
He took something perfect and painted it red.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we're getting poetic up here. Well, the references running deep.
Yeah. It's, wow. Every time it seems like BBL win a round, we get a tech pause. So there you go.
Yeah.
If they keep winning rounds, it's going to be a particularly long game.
Yeah,
That's
it's going to be a
the
long day, man.
Thing from the perspective
It's going to be a really long day.
Is they use 0 ults. We bigged up. How are they gonna practically use these ultimates to bridge it? They're not. They're gonna just get opening picks. They're gonna take the rifles and they're gonna close out the round. So I think I was gonna mention it in the moment, but Sociable was one of the first players to die.
Why didn't they play on LAN? I think the LAN server's a mess, mate. I'm kind of just guessing, but it's like a very educated guess.
They didn't end up using the null command.
It feels like fast rounds they played on server, and then everyone's just like
that means they come into a
standing
buy
still.
with all of these guns. I do wonder
they go
how much FUT are actually going to invest into this.
Online servers and it looks
lower
laggy.
buys have been working out for them, but you still don't want to just risk your whole defensive side on this.
Well, this is it, though. I wouldn't mind seeing them sprinkle in a couple of weapons there. Not talking Vandals, but even just those Sheriffs, the Stingers. We've seen them get damage with it.
Why is Yampi just flexing?
You look at the first 2 players to fall in the previous round.
What's he
Mr. Fallen
doing?
and Ada Captain. Well, one of the points that they had brought up at the start of that tech pause was the fact that when Levin came in and found all these picks, all these kills on the A site, this is somewhere that he was on his own. There was no assists in the kill feed. This was a guy with a couple blades and finding his target. Reality is, for FUT, on a mission, and it was nothing but success. When it comes to FUT, though, very different in what we expect to see from them in every single round. Not 1 or 2, but these guys, we talk about the most assists per round, you got to talk about Ada Captain. He's number 1. Number 2, Mr. Fallen. That's
I am brutal. Thank you so much with 24. Thank you for the 2 years, mate. Appreciate the prime usage. Thank you for that.
How Zeus is going to be the tip of the spear. Levin in the same regard. That Sociable can do a lot, but Levin's the guy getting set up for these plays. And we'll see some of that later. But I think no team does that better than FUT. So when we talk about the Levin versus Zeus head-to-head on this jet, sure, a lot of it comes down to
what do you
which
even do
one
at
of these
this point
guys
if the
is
server's a
better.
mess?
But you also have to look at the system behind them, the utility above
The problem
them,
is they
right
can't.
before they enter the site. And I think that's where
they
FUT
could
so
create
far,
a new
at least
server, but
statistically,
it
definitely
would be
do
a
come
long
out
tech
ahead.
pause.
See, the thing is, I'll give you
3 Nitro 8. Thank you so much, Nitro. Thank you, mate. Appreciate the prime. Thanks for the 11 months.
And then Zeus has gone.
Should there be in an EMEA match of Ada Tech pause? I mean, 3 weeks ago there was.
I would give you that with most smoke players, but not Ada Captain with his
3
power
weeks?
noise.
No.
They're on point.
Nick, thank you so much for the prime. Appreciate the 6 months. We got Mogmeister as well with the prime. Thank you as well, mate. Thank you for the 3 months. All the prime usage. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Actual assist from Ada Captain. Damage or utility-based non-smokes. We'll find out at the end of the game that Tom was wrong. And if I'm wrong, let's just not bring it up.
Do you think he's going to have more assists than with smoke?
More assists off utility than with smokes. Ada.
I don't know if there's any smokes.
You as a Sentinel got MVP and you lost. Any advice? I mean, you're probably doing your job, I would say.
I'm so confident in this one, Tom, that I'm going to
unlucky
request you
teammate-wise.
don't reference it if it's not true. How about that? Run the stats in the background, and if they're not
Mate,
in
you
my
can do
favor,
everything right
just
and you'll
say
still
you
lose
couldn't do
games,
it.
so
Just say the technical pause with the
I'm not
stats.
saying you are.
Now, though,
You're probably
if
not,
they can't
but
do it, that you'll then just seem like you're wrong.
that'll make you feel better.
It could
At least
be,
knowing
it could be
that's
they just
possible.
can't track that, Tom. You know, API, it's above my pay grade. It's above my pay grade, but I'm confident that we're capable.
Either way, look in the server right now, Mr. Fallen does already have 9 assists. So that one definitely is true. I don't think anybody is arguing that with what he's been able to do.
Well, shock darts have been like every time, you know, we talked about Leo a long time ago.
Last round will count. Yeah, I think the last round will count.
And it feels like Mr. Fallen has taken up that mantle in his absence.
Like the person that looked like they were lagging was the guy that got the kill, and there was damage done.
Like I look at Mr. Fallen and I go, okay, this guy is at beginning of rounds, he's shock dying specific points.
Has any other region's been struggling this much with tech pauses? I mean, America's has been struggling a little bit. It is nowhere near the level of EMEA at the moment. I would say EMEA is about 5 times worse.
He's moved over here and then does just another shock die and gets 2 kills. You're like, are you cheating?
Probably the only guy that could beat me in a game of battleships. I'd be scared to come up against Leo.
Okay, we're back.
Doing your mathematical stats, and he just hit all of your ships one by one in order. You go, can you see my board? He's like, no, I can see your eyes.
Can see it to your
He
mind
made the tech pause go.
Well,
that's true.
The red's gone from
Okay,
the
well,
and the barriers will be gone
it's
from
mayhem.
as we get back in to round number 8. BBL on the attack, already
What's gonna happen to the
away,
VOD? I mean, we
round
just
by round, sprinkling
just wrecked. It's fine.
amongst defeat.
They
Now
have a
for
hero
FUT,
rifle.
Where's Dorsey? Thanks so much for the Prime as well. Appreciate the 23 months. Thank you for that. Okay, Zeus is allowed to just duel up the whole time.
If anything.
Hero rifle. Omen Flash goes in. Wait, they commit to the... Ooh, they have a chance. Oh my goodness, it's a lot of damage.
Already a lot of spam damage done. Zeus will get absolutely nothing, and the retrieval of that gun
Okay, looking clean on this one as well. Should get a round without a tech pause straight after, right?
11 in a solid spot. Scoreline equalized. And what that means is already 4 rounds on the board. And this is what I was talking about. 4
Bionic Tempest as well with the Prime. Thank you for that as well, mate.
They're currently in a great spot.
Oh no, absolutely. We started doom and gloom about this squad.
You can't see it, Zeus. You can't see it.
Realistically, it's hard not to after the last matchup they had here, but bumps in the road, they do occur. For now, you'd already say this is enough.
They don't want to reveal the rifles here as well. Unless you want them to run forwards, which honestly isn't the worst.
That's when you have to be scared.
After last week, that's when he has to be scared. It looked like
who's going to take the monitor with him?
Too much pressure. Oh yeah. Not going to see the rest of the game. Round 9 kicking
Just
off.
trying to break it. I think he doesn't want to let them know that the rifle's here, but I agree.
And almost a Bladestorm back up and online. That same safety net not there for FUT on the defense. Early utility to clear out short. No presence in mid. BBL taking a very direct approach, and it worked in the previous where they only had 1 rifle. But this time, those players are going to be better armed.
Sonia, thank you so much. Appreciate the 21 months. Thank you for everything, dude. Tier 1, thank you, thank you. Fador hits 2, Omen Flash hits 1. Recon's really good, dude. Loon is dead, right?
Although Levin completely revealed up and Zeus just decides to run in, and the rest of the team is quite far behind.
But they got absolutely wrecked. They got wrecked by Omen Flash into Recon.
Set up to try and get him to do something.
Good win.
And it has failed miserably. In fact, it's all 1v1 fights which are going the way of FUT for now. The remaining 2 with an awful lot to do.
Is this a tactical pause after that? Or is this a plan that we just didn't get to see fully bloom? The idea of sending someone late to short after they will have closed off that door, found their position back on the A site, perhaps was to allow the lurk in that position to embed and then rotate back. 1 extra player gets caught through the smoke, and now your short guy thinks, I have to go in and take that fight. I have to be the difference maker. Gets shut down, and now what would have been a good pump fake A to rotate into B site, they get nothing for. They're in a 2v5.
Wow, it would be their
Doable.
second, so I'd be very surprised if they use their second pause here.
I have no idea they got an empty site here.
I want to see, like, if they can get into a post part here, like, the timing of an Armageddon is one of the few things that can actually turn around like this. It would just be finding the correct spacing to actually use it. They've been holding onto these ults for a while, so...
Yeah, Sociable has had this ult for a while, but this is not the right time to use it.
They're already through, could be worth it, but with 1 player already dropped, Sociable is dead to rights. There's no way he gets out of this alive. A nice shot.
Okay, this is good for FUT though. Money was really, really low. And we finally get a buy v buy, where everyone can buy next.
But again, you have to look at that round and wonder for BBL, you know, you've got a guy out on site, what, 5-10 seconds later, nobody's
tech pauses had to play it. Ah, dude, it's annoying.
Is hung out to dry.
Look, a good amount of this game is momentum as well. You lose a lot.
Easily connected by cracks. Look, I mean, the highlights say it for you. They show it, they spell it out. This was 1-by-1 fights. This was individuals caught out by the defenders. And, well, you're being spoon-fed around like that. You can't really complain. BBL came in with a direct approach, but it seemed like they second-guessed it halfway through. Now a change-up as they move for middle control early on.
Still a comfortable buy. Still having a couple of those ultimates, but now
Veto even get this corner.
Economy start to shift in the favor of FUT. A solid response.
Dude, every single time this happens, Prowler over towards B, they just get info with the knife straight away.
And you have to bear in mind as well that for BBL, having late round switch ups can be a little bit difficult.
You missed the lineup? Okay, that's
ultimately
better.
that you don't have that sentinel to hold down ground, you don't have positional play, so you kind of need to leave someone there or be very direct like they attempted in the last round. For now though,
same smoke to double block
almost
though.
reminds me of like
The problem with this
an old
smoke
school
is
Gambit style. It's what
you're
can
never
do?
gonna do this.
Or in their case, what can Defo do?
You're only gonna do
The
this,
interesting thing is
which
last
is the
time,
same
we
as
had that ult
this,
sent
but I guess it
through,
creates the
finding
pressure
3
in a
players
shot.
towards the A site. Now this change up of positioning where you're now going to have that rotation from Jet towards B to stack up.
Okay, Yuta-wise, everyone's kind of chilling. We still got Atta,
with 50 or so
with Omen
seconds on the
Flash,
clock, they
we got Mr.
shifted back
Fallon
up
with
short,
Recon.
now putting the pressure on here. Still looks like it will be a late B hit. So the question is, do these players...
Oh, this is nuts.
do
No,
those
it's gonna be a
players move out of
fake B
position
with the KO.
and go
This is
back to
kind of
the A
nice.
site? In fact,
Problem is no
there's a
smoke over
TP
towards spawn
through
makes it a
from
little bit
Omen.
obvious, but dude, he's
There's now
stuck.
4
He
players
stuck
from
the
defensive
ult.
side on B,
Damn,
but
BBL
BBL,
absolutely
they've gone
owned them
back
with
and
this
forth, flip-flopped in this
fake
round,
B with the
enough that
KO
it left
and the
only
drone.
Mr. Fallen on A. All the eggs in one basket for FUT, and the hit has
Yeah,
come
as
in
soon
on the
as
other side.
as soon
A
as
late alert
Atta
by
commits here,
Yumpy,
it's a done
cutting
round.
up this rotation, and he'll go down, but they've got a 4v3 post plan.
Yeah, he did well. He used his ultimate, the null command, as a fake, and I'll be honest, I think it was 0 and 9 up until this point. So him selling a fake to move players
Sociable
away,
can definitely
so
use his
much
ult into this
value
round.
for the rest of the team. Also, I believe a part of this round might have been playing a retake. They had the lockdown in play ready to go, but with Yedajay getting caught, that now completely crumbles. FUT getting in here is going to be so difficult. That time already ticking, and well, again,
Okay,
maybe
very,
they could
very
have used
nice.
that tail, but it
Completely
was
own
not
them with this
needed.
one.
Another
The
response,
fake B against the Omen ult. Omen ult got stuck. They did it pretty good. It was like a double pump, right? They faked over to what looked like a fake over towards short into a heavy commit over towards B, like the most common strat. And then they actually double pump back over towards A. It was really nice. I wonder what the comms were like, because I feel like the person in spawn here needs to call that there's no smoke, so the Omen ult shouldn't be committed, but...
You can see.
Wait, is that his first kill?
I think he's one of the few players as well, though, that looking at this 5 and 5 and go, okay, you'll be 1 and 10, wouldn't give a damn.
No,
not give a damn at all.
He was 0 and 9. He was screaming so loud we had to mute his mic. He's gonna break the damn thing. Bringing the energy, and ultimately that's all he needs to do. Ultimate sent through from Tejo at long last, and it's trying to send these players into Levin's crosshair. He's good to find one. His blade's removed, but he's still got bullets. Good for a second, but Cracks does the same. Triples up, in fact. We said we wanted to see this man return to form. And that 3-piece may just be the start of it. Sociable and Profect left to do it all. The spike is theirs, and a player down, soon to be out, as Cracks clings on to life for just a few more seconds. Nobody can bring him back into the round, and they're content to just wait this one out, expecting a move from FUT, even fake planting to try and bait them into aggression. And aggression's about to come through. Profek had the angle, and he had the reaction. Falling down, and it's all onto Atta Captain.
Oh boy, smoke on the spike is deadly.
Know where his opponent is and wants to try and bait him, Profect, to spamming and taking a big risk around the side.
Oh my god. Is it mid-air? It feels like it might be mid-air. It might have been just before he left, but...
I don't even think there could be a moment where he touched the floor. That had to be flying.
I want to say it's before. I think it's only a run, but he might be mid-air.
Huge response from Cracks. Do we get this from Profex? No way.
Oh boy, well.
He was running at a minimum.
Either way, it's absurd. And it's the 11 of Profect show. Cracks genuinely is having a game though. 14 and 7. He was 1 HP for half
Hit 2 outlaws out. It's a nice one though. Everyone can be one shot.
Far more than he ever should
Probably
have
some
got,
backup guns here for
those
both.
entries have been sublime. Levin has definitely been the player to watch so
Well,
far.
yeah, we've seen way worse. We've seen way worse. Oh, that's.
Talking about his superstar potential.
He
Talking
didn't want to do it.
This
He was
youngster
tempted.
coming in from Turkey, dreaming of playing for BBL. Now, he is showing up. Double outlaw. board onto the attack. Expectation of low shields for the other side, and boy, are they correct.
Both of these guys, Levin and Zeus, they've been the big fish in the little
Dude,
pond.
most people dude, the drone here is crazy strong. Like the drone from bottom mid here can either go up, check all of this and this corner, but at the same time it can go all the way up to mid as well. Like it's so strong. It lasts for so long.
They could leave this with a 2-round lead. It starts with aggression from Levin, keeping these 3 players in position on A, but the Killjoy setup about to get the information that there's some contact to be had. Paranoia goes through. Yumpy the one to
some of the fade eyes have been a little bit questionable. But 4 seconds, 3 seconds.
Ult has to be destroyed, and it will be just in time. Levin catching the rotation.
It ended up being pretty nice from them in the end, BBL. Like it was a rough start, but it got pretty nice. There's some nice mid rounds.
Yeah, for sure. With all the momentum taken out of the game at times, and
it kind of felt like FUT gave him a little bit too much space.
They need to show what they've got on the attack. We'll be back.
Like they were still doing the whole turtle thing over towards B, but Magnum's fade, yeah, you can tell it hasn't had much practice.
Thank you. Nice boy.
It's not his strongest. Please cope. I mean, they got no info sentinel on defense. As you cope, they can fight mains really well though. Dude, is it even worth me muting this? I know this VOD's dead. Int Jen, thank you so much for the prime, mate. I appreciate the 9 months. They don't use op. That is true. Yeah. That can hurt a little bit. BBL, I mean, they can fight everywhere. They should have some cool stuff, but we'll see. With respect to the triple initiator, they're just going to be fighting and retaking all the mains all the time. Do I read YouTube chat? Yeah, I do. Chesify, thank you so much for the prime. Appreciate the 2 months. Thank you, thank you.
Welcome back, folks. Half 2 about to kick off, and we expected to see FUT in the lead. The question was by how much, and would BBL have built enough of a foundation that they could thrive in the second half, or at least make the climb of a comeback that we thought we'd see. But now, Tom, a 2-round lead and moving on to the defense, where we expect them to put up more rounds. Levin, 18-8. The battle of him against Zeus seems to have a fair and clear-cut conclusion. We are seeing cracks back on that KO lighting up the scoreboard, but so far, it hasn't been
Walker
enough
1390 with the prime. Thank you for the 6 months. We've got Speedy Steezy as well with the prime. Thank you for the 4 months, mate.
Yeah,
thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay,
1-0 in terms of the pistols. Kind of looks like they need another one. BBL won a fight middle on their pistol, which makes me think they're not going to be fighting middle too much for the rest of the game, but we'll see. They probably got some great probably got some great Vision Striker-esque set pushes. Dude, Magnum's gonna have to do a lot here.
Well, that's their back secure. That is for sure. They got to get
Hey,
their
at least he got
front
one,
sorted
though.
out. Magnum
He makes it
will pretty
double.
much get those boxes ticked. The spike to be planted. The late play from Yedishe. They know that he's going to be further away, though, coming from main lane,
Yeah,
or
what do
perhaps up through
they
mid.
want to just
So they're
beeline for them?
cautious about this, waiting for the plan to go down.
A Denton the
Knowing
best.
that
Thanks
means
so
there'll
much
be
for the
an
prime as
isolated
well.
player.
Thank you for the 10
Drone
months.
goes through. There's one spotted.
Thank
All
you,
the info
Denton.
to play with now. Question is, what do you do with it? Knife about to
There's
be
ever been a
online.
comp that
Salvos
used
too. They'll
5
go to
flash
backside.
agents? As in all the flash
Most
agents?
of the
No.
time, and indeed, that's what's cleared out here. Boathouse pushing them into Yumpy. He's good for the first. That's one on the second. Good on a dime.
How?
And now the defuse can be found. Pressuring Yedishe into the peak.
He's gonna insta-stick it?
He's gonna go quick. He's gonna be fast.
Oh god,
And he's
damn,
not gonna be
Yampy's
fast
actually
enough.
stolen it.
That's a disaster
Yampy actually
with
stolen
4
it.
pieces
How's he
picked
got a
up from
double there and then
Yedishe.
stuck the
What a round
defuse?
for BBL.
Did Yumpy just save
Unreal.
all of his most important kills of this round?
I'm kind of
they
slimy with the prime
literally
as well.
looked to
Thank you for the
pressure
6
him within
months,
the
mate.
smoke.
Thank you,
I
thank
don't
you.
know how he manages to get the 2 from that position. Just sheer reactions. Going back to the duelist days of Yumpy. Well, I'm Yeah, I was pausing for that. I was ready for that. I don't think I'm going to be able to talk
Okay,
about that
Hero Outlaw. Oh boy.
BBL
Gets his J, drops in the Outlaw, and he's already been hit.
Levin is down
Well,
early,
there
but
goes the
Yumpy,
Hero
there you
Outlaw.
go. Back again.
Yeah, his buddy goes down, he picks up that rifle and says, I can do one better. Trades it right back. But will also be recovering their Outlaw. This is somewhere that they've had a lot of success. I think it was...
Yeah, well, it's going to take tons. No armor.
When they were up against KC, that they pulled out the Outlaw that ended up flipping the second round in the attack in their favor. But it was Zeus.
Yeah, it does help when Zeus is alive.
Exactly. Now someone else has got to be that hero.
I'd say, I think Yedege definitely has it within his wheelhouse.
Also, this is the big difference. When they did it on Icebox, their opponents had light shields. It made it very easy to connect that one shot. Here, it's got to be that 1-2. That's not quite as easy to connect. Yeah, all right, yeah, one guy's, yeah, sure.
I just got to highlight the one you didn't highlight, you know?
Now 6 shields on social.
There you
go. Go on.
But they also don't have the Outlaw anymore.
Dude pushed all the way through A.
So that could be a bit of a problem. And yeah, positioning.
Oops.
Oh, there you go. Outlaw
But it was
found
only the
again.
one.
They're making this one costly nonetheless. It's something that obviously make things a bit more difficult going into the next round in terms of credits. But if they can make this one nice and
a cross-map nade from
Spam
Yumpy.
shot here would do a lot, but just look at the time. 12 seconds left. Unfortunately, they're going to have to walk into this crossfire, and this
What
is
was
where
that,
that
Craxus?
sniper really has a lot less
Yeah,
value.
they did the right
BBL
damage, but
make their way to 9, and now they
two
actually
of
come
them
in with the
kinda take a
double
hit,
outlaw. So
really.
that's something that BBL, FUT are going to have to think about here. Is like, they actually have 2 of those, so we can't really go for light shields.
Yeah, it's got to be the heavy shields out of the squad.
but
Maybe
it's
that's
pretty
gonna put
smart
some
picking
people
up
on the
both
back foot.
Outlaws.
It's gonna cost some
Because
utility,
they know that they
perhaps.
force, so there's 2 of them that have to
Overall,
take a massive
BBL
hit, so they probably got at least 2 people that are light.
2-0 start in this
And this
half,
makes
and
them...
really the
Wait, someone's got to be
important
missing
thing
you
is they
two
cannot walk
here.
away with this
Is
one.
that it?
For FUT,
That's not too
This
bad.
is a map that used to see dominance from them. This is a matchup that they have dominated.
Actually, not too bad.
Every time
I
that
thought it'd
they've
be worse
seen
than
it.
this.
As we said, this is a
Mr.
different
Daniel with the
BBL.
tier 1. Thank you for the 4 months, mate.
bounce
Thank you for
back.
that.
Well done, Timmy. Headered that one back. Lothar's going to be real happy with that one.
He's actually, no, he's making his play to try and
This is
get
nice from
one of the
BBL, though.
Champions League
Bonus
matches
round,
coming up.
insta push
Nice
over
little header.
towards here.
Love
Ready
looking
to help
at
them
the
out
back.
with
The
this
nice
smoke.
kick, perhaps,
Oh,
next
that's an
time.
absolute
Okay.
shot.
That's a decent start from Magnum. One of
A
the
great
weaker
start.
weapons the Sheriff in hand.
He needs to
has
relax
already
a little bit, though.
connected.
He's a
Looks for
solo
little bit
sight
more,
holder.
and even just the tag and the
Like, he did
info
unbelievable.
is
Now
nice
he
for the
needs to chill.
cross. Yumpy with the second shot will connect. That's already a 2-man advantage.
Dude, great
Make that
flash from
3.
Yumpy to
It looks
swing on
like
this
FUT
one as well.
Completely capitulating in these moments. Not clearing the back of the site, which currently only has 1 man within it. And Magnum's job really just stay alive as long
Yeah, I
as
mean,
possible.
he's done his
Make
job
it
earlier,
as
though.
awkward as possible for him to be cleared.
And get those tags. Great call from Magnum going out for a little more. I thought it was a bit...
Oh, they went so fast.
What? It's falling apart.
It felt like it was
BBL
nice shots from
set
Mr.
to
Fallon,
hammer a
though.
nail into the coffin, and it was damn close.
2v4.
Cracks left on 10
2v4. I don't know. It didn't seem too bad. Like, at least they were all on the same page of going together. Gotta see Mr. Fallon's shots, though.
He just calls, I've tagged him. I've hit him. Heavy shields or not, that man's vulnerable to one shot.
Oh, what is that, though? What is that?
2 headshots for the price of 1.
Oh, he was even surprised with that one, too. The disappointing way to close it out.
They got a little bit unlucky with this. I mean, his swing needs to be wider, but
coming out from FUT in a moment where they needed it most. Let's not mince our words or mix them, because the reality is, for FUT, they wanted to come out with a much more dominant.
God, they just got absolutely
conclusion to that round.
saved with
They
that
wanted more
one.
rifles. They
It
don't
was a
have
done
that
map.
security now. Even the buy here is going to be messy. That's why they've got this pause, and this is a FUT timeout, so guys can steady the ship, because the last round, yes, they got there in the end.
Dr. Kickbutt, thanks so much for the 10 months, mate.
the
Appreciate that.
42,
Thank you,
they're
thank you.
not winning that the majority of the times.
Do you have any cope for your favorite teams, Apex and
I think
EG?
Guys as well, though, is incredibly good in these sort of pause situations.
Depends what your
They look very
expectations are,
emotive,
mate.
but
I don't
he
think
knows
EG look good.
The way his team
Don't think
needs
Apex
to be
look
sort of
good.
spoken to in these moments, get things back together,
Nah, not
close
really.
those gaps up, because I think it was
They
it
got a lot of
Lotus
time
last week where they were
to stage
4-1
2,
down?
I guess.
think they
EG
lost 1 round
could
after
do
he got
madness,
forced. It was
but I
literally
don't think they
just
will.
like, he's so good at knowing exactly what his team needs. I think it was mentioned on the desk that is he underrated, and I would say yes, especially when you talk
Great,
about
nice,
some of the
thanks.
individuals that
Yeah, sorry,
who
I
have
got
needed
nothing,
to try and
honestly.
piece everything together. putting up compositions that not
Apex
only incorporate meta,
Apex
but trying
could
to find comfort
win
at the same
some
time is not an
games
easy thing to
because
do.
they've had like multiple individuals that have looked really good. It's just not all at the same time.
Side of BBL as
So
well.
they'll probably have like a good upset at one point. Just feel like EG are
For now,
all individuals,
with a buy on that defensive side,
which is
and
weird
already
because
Yumpy, after an incredibly quiet half, is now going to find himself another opening pick.
they should be playing more as a team. Dude, what a weird round this is.
Zeus walking through the nano. He's being caught. Magnum was still holding it. They thought that could be a little bit of a fake out. Instead, they've lost another player.
The attack of a long bottom mid, because they're so confident their opponents are going to push mid, that they've had to leave a piece of utility there to stop them. I don't know if I've seen that.
Sociable's insanely confident. It's a 3v5 and he's just holding all the middle on his own. Well, we had like a 2v5, maybe we can do a 1v5, you never know. Dinos are blue with the prime, thank you the 5 mums, thank you, and Pat Coz with the prime also, appreciate the 20. Thank you for that.
Reality is, he's going to have to do it all himself. The first found, a Hunter's Fury online, and fake steps to sight. He's baiting them in, luring them for the fight, but they're just waiting, expecting this very same play, but it was damn close.
21 HP, 30 HP, Sociable.
Salvos have bought a little bit of extra time.
They're going to give him any kind of chance here.
Shock.
Actually not taken away. Couple of low players.
Hold up. Oh god. It's really kind of doable. 8 bullets.
2 of those players is incredibly low.
Ah, it's unlucky.
And we know what Mr. Fallen can do in these sort of moments, but Levin is not going to give him the chance. Somehow made that look like a winnable situation for the side of FUT, but ultimately the rest of the round was very clean.
From the pick'ems predicted that NRG to be 100 Thieves. Yeah, it's a little bit of cope though. 100 Thieves should be favored.
Double digits on the board for BBL, and this squad now from, again, I really got to say, we doubted them when we started this one out. Or even at 3-2, 4-2, you're thinking, it looks like FUT have
Who's Sociable in middle? Yeah, he's playing like a... I mean, he's playing with an insane amount of confidence.
There's been a couple bumps in the road since then.
That's what, is that back-to-back pauses?
Yes.
That is literally 2 rounds in a row.
Yeah, it is.
They won a round, called a pause because they very nearly
lost
it.
I mean,
lost the round just now, and then called a pause.
It's not like it's a bad time for a pause. They got to somehow win a round.
Oh, he looks upset. Why would you
I mean,
do this
yeah,
to
he's
me,
actually
guys?
upset.
But it's understandable as well. You never know what he's saying in these moments, but clearly he feels like this is something the players should be ahead of. These are problems that they've seen before. They know the solutions to. Right now, they're not able to put it into practice.
It looks like he's pleading with the team.
Please, guys, what we did in prax.
Yeah, it genuinely does look far more like
it does literally look like that, yeah. A Bravo with the prime, think of the 3 months.
Like you look at the way these rounds started, and a lot of it is once more just those individual fights. Like Yumpy takes an opening pick, then you have to.
I think G2 is as dominant with Jorgamo and picking up a different Jaws. What do you mean, Bravo?
Ends up making things worse, and then their own utility being.
You ask me, would they be as dominant without him, or?
But that's got to be the problem, man. You look at that situation. We knew the guy's
I
going
think
to push
Jorgamo
mid
is the perfect fit
so
for that team.
We put utility there to stop him doing it, and he got 2 kills. Yeah. What's going on?
When they don't even really give themselves a good chance with this one, saving a fair amount of money for them. Try and get 2 Barons in a row is the plan.
You need to have if you've got util to watch an area. You got to be aware when they push that area. You got to be cautious of it. Even though it didn't get tripped, it ended up playing against them. Now we'll see. 4 rounds before they can equalize. Weak weapons and no Zeus to fall back on.
Oh my goodness. There was such a committed peak. That was sick.
I know he's not going to do that.
Dude, the confidence, dude, look what they're doing. The confidence of BBL is insane. Everyone's just disrespecting smokes, swinging out, one-tapping. Had back-to-back rounds where someone disrespects a smoke at middle.
Turkish team for the last few years, and
not Jamo with the prime. Thank you for the 10 months. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate that.
At the beginning of the year, and he is currently
he repeat
on them.
through the smoke against an eco with no dash.
Doing it on a map that is
they're giving him no respect. Kato Val as well with the tier 1. Thank you the 5 months, mate. Thank you for doing that, dude.
Get himself an orb, 15 pieces of utility into his face, and an in-zone flawless to boot.
Well, you saw it as well, even in the video about Levin, and certainly if you listen to the first week or two of the casts, where Yumpy is saying, like, his name is Loon or Levin or something, I don't know. He just calls him by his first name. And, like, that's where we were at as well.
He doesn't even swing the smoke properly.
Had that line to Lunatic. That's what happened with that
He
one.
runs W through with gun
we've
facing.
learned his name now, that's for damn sure. He's left us no other choice. 21 and 11.
I get pretty much the last go at it for FUT. They can squeeze out a pretty good buy for next round if they do lose this, but obviously too late. And I like this idea with faking a Vision Strikers, which kind of means that they might use it next round. They're also like trying to force them into the off angle of the jet here. Also trying to create pressure over towards middle. That means that they should take longer to re-clear it. Or at least make him use a lot of util.
And yeah, it seems like they've managed to come up trumps here still. We know that FUT are always dangerous. Zeus looking to take that fight again. There is
not a great peak though.
Alongside him. Like that was basically just like, can he get a kill versus
I mean, the drone cleared it.
The answer is a resounding no. The
it's just that he took the timing.
I feel like it needs to be overhauled.
Well, again, this was highlighted early. The successful rounds he's had have come off him playing well. And that's not what we're used to seeing. Certainly for FUT, we made the point. You've got the highest assists on so many of these players, but it hasn't been connecting here. Cracks taking the game into his own hands at times.
Still 2 back aside though.
A big pick early on.
Strong pause. Oh, I'm not sure about the peak,
but he doesn't know one was a little closer. Yedajay.
Yeah, they did pretty good on site.
Players, in fact, but the flank up from Mr. Fallen, it's putting another problem
well,
for BBL to solve.
It is doable. Do they want to use a Killjoy ult? Or honestly, I think with how the score is, they got to save the Killjoy ult no matter what. Even they need every bit of help.
An opportunity here.
Yeah,
trying to bait some movement. So far, there's none to be found. That's great information, though. He knows there's one towards market. He's looking for that point of contact, and he'll know that the swing will come in from his left as soon as he gets it. But for now, patience.
It's just like, well, there's some kind of contact swing off this guy.
A beautiful plan, a beautiful display. Now, what should be a secured round off time alone.
I think they're both playing. He's like super sure he's lane.
But there's still a man on the site to lock it down.
Man, you could see the way that Yumpy's brain was working there. Okay, there's probably going to be a secondary swing. There's probably going to be somebody trying to find me from another angle. The fact is there wasn't. They were just relying on the Hunter's Fury and the time.
I mean, yeah, he was expecting the most common setup,
pretty
basically.
Much zero way that he could actually take home that round. No! Big round from Yedajay. Some openers from Cracks. Some 4 rounds down. They've got a lot of ultimates to play.
They finally got the money down here though. If FUT can win this, it gets close. It does get close. But you would imagine the BBL get all of their ults, so they at least get one.
Outside B. Wouldn't be surprised if we end up seeing the execution on that side of the map.
Going for a drone over towards middle. Wait, they want to re-clear.
That resets them. So far,
yeah, I mean, the comp's good for this, right? They wanted to fight over towards B main, we said it earlier. Especially with the Teo. You can just fight these and clear these all the time. Get info.
On the other side, we mentioned in that clutch, Yedajay and Mr. Fallen, Lockdown and Hunter's Fury. That can bail them out of a bad situation. But the main thing we're looking to see is Zeus finding those opening picks. Is the supportive utility there? Some cracks, flashes that we've hailed as some of the best in the league at times. In recent times, perhaps less so.
Trying to work out which 3 recons he wants to do. Or to get up here as well. I mean, this should be a round, dudes. Should be a free round. Oh, he went up for the guy Heaven as well. I love the idea. And Teo ult goes in as well. Keep an eye on the luck middle. 30 seconds. It should be fine to get a plant. Still got salvos to stop the initial plant.
Also waiting.
Salvos is on the plant, so that stops the plant. They tried to flood off of stopping the plant. And then they tried to save.
The round already gone. And Magnum now has
this is a nice idea from FUT though, really. This is the classic like Hiko
Problem is, the
just
rotations
all
come through from
flood the
Yedushay.
site. I
He's
mean,
made his
he normally
way
does it
right
over
back
towards
down
short,
the
but then if he
middle
hits
and
no
is
one short, then he
waiting
just does
for
it
this
on site and
playthrough
they just
short, reading Magnum like a
scale
book.
up.
Although he's not needed.
Force him down to an
Cracks
eco.
closing it out.
It
That's
might actually
11
get
to
close.
8.
Good
That's
news as well for
safety
FUT
net.
is they didn't
Not really
use
used. Sure,
many
Hunter's
ults.
Fury's put through to
And they got
entry
rid of
to get
the
them that
tail.
space initially to find the opening pick even. But you got your Bladestorm online now as a result of that round. We've seen what Zeus can do with it, solo opening sites with a 3-piece, and honestly, that was one of the main rounds we got to see from him. So,
well, the bigger issue is actually that their opponents have used everything. Other than the From the Shadows, all the ults are
Okay, last time out,
they
right?
had the Bladestorm attempted, the Armageddon trying to slow down their opponents, but it was sent in behind them, hoping to force them forward into 11. But in fact, after he falls, that was almost too easy for them to clear the remainder. So, ult economy firmly in the favor of FUT. Momentum there, economy going. I would say that what looked like
That's also
pretty much
game.
dead to
Yeah, it might be
rights map
close.
now has been
Nilo, thanks
revitalized
so much
a
for the
little
prime.
bit for
Appreciate the
FUT.
11 months. Thank you for that.
absolutely. They've got the ball rolling. And a timeout here for BBL, as we'll see the coaching staff giving those words over to the players. But we're focused on guys. This man's been saying a lot in his own timeouts. And, well, as we said, there's been many a time before where he calls a timeout himself and ends up streaking the rounds together from that point forward.
So you don't have Pal's notebook this week.
I don't, no. So I really can't look at his strats this time around. It's leaving me at a disadvantage.
Dude, they're really far away from
I
ults.
know where to go.
11 to 8. By not a particularly good one.
Malamon,
Oh,
thanks
we
so much for the
mentioned it
prime as
before
well.
about
Appreciate the 5 months. Thank
potential
you.
of padding rounds with ultimates, not possible here. Maybe a rotation from Profek is possible, but it looks like they're going to go for a very aggressive stance in towards B main. Try and take some of that control away, and that's a great start. Levin will pick off Yedushay. That means that any play needs to be a little bit more direct.
I mean,
from
he
the
got
side
the
of
ult
FUT
out of
because
them.
They don't have that map control anymore.
They want to
Got
take
the
that
ult
back
out
on
of them,
BBL,
creates a bit of
move
pressure over
towards
towards
B
B.
main, get the
That's a
rifle, but sent
devastating
back by
pick,
Krax's
man.
knife. The A side under threat.
It was looking so good. Wait, how is he playing on B here? Was he just dueling?
A plant found.
Is he on top of the box?
Back of it. Even their flank protection to come in late, thanks to the rotation of Cracks to cover their back.
Here.
BBL will struggle to get anything else done in this round for FUT. It's just going to be a patient display as they... Oh my goodness, Levin! Relax, he's found another! A fourth, in fact! The young gun of Levin denied the ace again! And it's Cracks
Well, he did pretty
looking
good
to pick up the pieces with just Sociable. A round that could go BBL's way.
Damn, bro. Huge 1v3 as well. My goodness, this is a stacked round. Dude, those shots were so
That should
good.
have been an easy closeout, but Levin, he almost made it happen.
I know, well, if anything, I think that the last one that he didn't get might have been the easiest of the lot. The one through the box, that was off a Prowler.
Man,
The
people...
Prowler gave him the info, so he just spammed
Sometimes
into
the
box.
Guardian's insane.
And then
Ooh,
everything else,
that's
like, yeah,
impressive,
just
though.
came down to Cracks in the end. Never should have been that close, but
Oh, that was a nice 1v3
dear
from him.
Lord, is this guy something special. 26 and 14. The round has still gone the way of FUT. Economically, they're fine. Ult-wise, they're fine.
Yeah, dude, and BBL don't have ults
Just
for a
whether or
while.
not
I'm
they
telling you, this is getting rough for them.
Well, the beast.
They lose this.
11, no surprise.
It's
Looking
probably
aggressive.
11-11.
You can't really blame him at this point. He's been so good thus far,
Yeah,
but
I
he
get
has
it.
been shut down.
He's been the raid boss. He wants to try and make a play.
Phenomenal player across the board. They'll be out of this round, and BBL seeing that gap close on them as close as the previous was. It got Levin feeling
He's
confident.
feeling it, and sometimes it
Short FUT were more than ready.
Sometimes it costs you.
Lockdown to seize the site.
Yampy looking like he wants to throw the nade in there. Oh, I don't think that hits it proper, does it? Yeah, just on the outer like edge of it.
Forced to stand outside and wait as FUT presumably walked their way in. Mr. Fallen lurking on mid finds mass value. Sociable with a double before he falls. He's given them a chance. A breath of life.
How has Magnum and Yampy done this? Dude, play together, guys. Please play together.
Isolated. 150 health on Mr. Fallen. Not a scratch after those early duels. Up close is Magnum. One shot needed, and it's Mr. Fallen to land it.
Play together, dude. It's a 1v3 and then a 1v2. How are FUT still doing this?
With a Red Bull clutch.
Oh, they played. They did insane to get it to a 1v2, and then they played possibly the worst you could play in the 1v2.
You could possibly do that against is you got a very low HP guy. You want him to take contact, and then you want the high HP guy to have the chance to trade. Instead, you give 2 1v1 duels for a player that I don't know. I'm confident to win that. A huge round for FUT in terms of confidence, in terms of that momentum, and for
that's a rough one. You got to eco after that as well. When do they get ults? Maybe if Magnum gets a kill, he gets one here. And they pick the right side again. It's a lot of B spams. Shot. My God, what a shot! Wait, dude, he could do so much here. Oh, that was nice. He peeked before the flash was good. Fast flood goes in. Not that they can do too much, right? If Magnum can get a kill. Oh, they got the KO out of them. It's another win.
3 sheriffs, a ghost versus vandals across the board. There should be no chance to make it back into this site more. Going in 1 by 1 is going to only make it all the more easy for this squad to try and get something done. And it really is just no problem whatsoever for FUT in this scenario. Sociable, an attempt to try and bring things back, but they're already repositioning, looking to just try and get out of there. Well, Yedajay with a cheeky
Yedajay did really good to make sure they repositioned after that fast kill.
11 to 11. Well, we were calling this a done deal, a closed map, but 5 rounds in a row, multiple clutches to be had. And now we got to see if there's anything left in tank for BBL, or if they'll be going into their opponent's map choice with a deficit.
Speaking a big game about defensive sides when it comes to this map, but it has been a game all about the attacking side for FUT now. That is 5 rounds in a row. One-upping what BBL did, it was 5 out of 6 for them to close out the half.
They got knives though.
With so many streaked rounds,
did they just go for a fast A? Well, maybe they wanted to go for a fast A. Who knows? Dude, fake the fast A, instant omen all towards back of side. We just have a 1v1 here.
And it's not like the whole team's about to come and meet him. Magnum knows,
oh,
but
no,
he still
Magnum
loses the fight. The site now divided as Sociables looking forward. He's got a player coming through main. He's barely evaded his sight. In fact, I think they might have spotted him. It looks like they did.
No, it's falling apart. Oh boy.
Bladestorm for both, but it's Zeus to bring the thunder. And
Ooh, nice shot.
falling to the same
Yuppie just visibly face
They were
bumped.
knocking on victory's door,
Ah,
but it's
dude,
been slammed shut in
this
their
is a
face.
really,
They
really
need
rough one for
overtime
BBL.
to make it all the way. This FUT, without a doubt, going to close this one out. Hunting, the spike hasn't even been planted.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They just want to
They're
remove
min-maxing.
these
They're getting ult as well.
Lockdown just for safety. Picking up the orbs where they can. I like it. Good management of everything. I'll also say I'm going to need a replay of Yumpy's camera from the end of this round. He did just literally facepalm. Like,
Yeah, no, it's really, really over the top one. It was good.
Good sign. And they
From 11-6, yeah. They had a rough 1v2.
The last time I said it was Mystic.
But honestly, I think there were some other bad rounds in there as well. The 1v2, last kill Mr. Fallon got was from middle. So Yumpy thinks he's going through middle, so he goes main.
The depths of defeat.
But should he not just tuck in here and then trade?
And sure, there's been some
They should be playing together either way. I think
mass changes.
I think he tucks in
BBL
no matter what.
Chance to take it.
Okay, let's see what FUT can do.
But I'll be honest, with the way things have been going, it's not looking likely.
Dude, and then there's the 1v3 as well.
These squads already running out of timeouts. BBL's last hasn't set them straight.
Wait, that was some nice shots
6
though.
rounds in a row for FUT. Nothing but success, and this is what we feared.
Damn, that was loud.
That's some vigor to
Dude, that was so loud.
I heard that in the mic.
But we talked about FUT, we talked about guys. You
Okay,
see those
one
timeouts,
shot.
those streaks of rounds, and his pleading clearly got through.
Corvus, thank you so much for the prime, man. Appreciate the 11 months. Now we're not messing around with this one. And we also just kind of faked A, so maybe they won't over-rotate on this one. Veto goes in 1-2 to see if it is a fake. We've got one pass, and everyone else kind of dodged the fade ult, though. Dude, no one's on site. It's a full retake. They got an op, they got light armors, they got no ults. Are they not absolutely done for? Mr. Fallon, has an ult for if they start to
unless they
blood
assume
in.
somebody's going to be within the site.
Oh, wait.
Sociable's done well though. That pick makes things interesting. It also gets him the
Yeah, he gets the ult. When does he start ulting?
to clear a lot of that backside, maybe even
Is Mr. Fallon going to save the ult for after plant?
moving
No, he's doing it now.
into an awkward position. Magnum's done well. Already another pick, cracks within the site.
My goodness.
Hunter's Fury being utilized to try and do some damage, but it really hasn't slowed them too much.
The Yuppies is going to stick this. The Yuppies is going to stick this. No one's stopping him.
Drones being utilized from outside the site. There was no one left to deny them.
Damn, dude. Giving Sociable that kill snowballed into an absolute
I'm not
madness.
sure how they've managed that, Tom. That looked like a bit of a tricky situation. Hunter's
Yeah,
Fury even
I
put
mean,
in
they played
to allow those
2
players
off
on site to
site.
take a
Does
bit
Killjoy
more of
need
an
to stay
informed
on
fight
site?
to weaken up the players rushing back in, and as a response to Sociable's ultimate, but it didn't do anything.
I don't think they knew that anyone was defusing, because what
Did
Mr.
J
Fallon
want to
did
play
at the end
off
of
site
that
and then they were
round
going to do it with the
was go
Sova
for a
ult, but he
drone
missed his
while the
molly,
spike
so
is
then
over
they
half
decided
defused,
to
and he's
just
the
fight them
only one
early
that
because
could
they didn't have the
drown onto it,
delay.
because the other player was in under.
Maybe.
That looked like a messy round. And on the back of so
Dude,
many
a lot of these rounds are
successes
messy.
for FUT.
It's a scrappy
That's
one.
a trip right at the finish line. It's given BBL a way back in.
Finally finding
I still feel like FUT should be happy that they're here though. I know this is like a devastating round, but
disrupting what
it
their
was
opponents
11-6 at one point.
were attempting in those matters. Back to the attack for BBL, which, yeah, as you said, was the favored of the halves.
Okay, pretty much exactly the same as the first half was going.
And more so for BBL in the late stage when they had the rifles out. So coming into OT, it feels like the wind's in their sails. Both squads having a fairly similar conversion percentage when they find the opening pick. Historically, at least, not talking about this map in particular. We'll have to run the numbers after.
Oh, I think
but it
you
certainly
can,
feels...
Think about rounds where 11 goes down early. Like, their chance of them winning seems to drop massively. When he gets the opening pick, it almost seems like a walk in the park.
Definitely. Well, when he gets the opening pick, often he's snowballing in for a little more, right? In rounds where he's present, he's dominating, he's taking control. In rounds where he isn't, he's just picked off first. But it's fine to have a player like that because of his peak being so high and so consistent. 12-12, rifles in the hands of BBL and movement towards the B site. They've just been spotted.
Dead. It's 50 HP. He's taken so much damage. Cracks at the
Yeah,
back
they've
of
been
site
doing
was
this.
impressive.
Let's see what they
I
do with
feel
the
like this
flashes.
is
They
gonna be a
save
room
flashes every single
try
time
and
for
sell
this.
the idea that maybe Edege is
Flash
elsewhere,
double
maybe
swing
he starts
left.
swinging
Oh, okay,
solid
that's why they're
flash,
saving the
both peeking off the back
flashes.
of it. They've been stunned up
They
in
got a
the
little flash
corner of the
double
site, but yet
peak
to be
protocol.
cleared, and eventually
Ooh.
both go down. Time was ticking, but the hold was
Yeah,
solid
the
from
Omen
BBL.
flash salvos kind of wrecked
Now
them a
with
little
two
bit.
standing, it would only come down
Can
to
they
mistakes,
turtle
but
back a
BBL
site
have
against
made
this comp?
plenty.
A great stun as well
Sure.
that it slowed them down
Felt like
from
there's a lot of
Sociable and
util.
stopped the reposition in Boathouse and made it much easier for those players coming in from the laneway to take that easy fight. Mr. Fallen, oh, he's gone. He's put in the dirt as Sociable emerges, and the ult is sent straight in to add a captain, but it doesn't get there in time. Yumpy pulls the trigger early, and from a position where it looked like
rockets,
they,
yeah,
well,
that's the
where
issue,
they
right?
certainly could not have had victory in regulation from 12-11 down from a massive lead that was swept out from under them. It's map point for BBL.
I feel like we're going to have a few more bald members of the Valorant community by the time this game ends. Some stressed coaches, I'm sure. Maybe a few tears will even be shed with the way this map has gone, but it's definitely not over just yet. On to the
They
attack
faked
goes
the aggro middle again. Flash went out. Prowler top of mid. Smoke to block vision. Dude, another Prowler?
Just around here, which is giving them that position around mid to push in, robbing market from
Okay,
them.
well, they have to create a question mark over
least in the
towards
early
mid.
stages, that
Dude, they
could have
use
forced
so
them a
much
comfortable
util.
You can already see top mid is currently being pinged by the attack side on the map. So
Yeah, I mean, they did an extra
look
power.
at where they're currently. They're currently just sat watching in case
Okay,
somebody's pushed
Jason
all
really
the way
good to
up.
take this
May
space
not
back.
be a
They
place
still got to
that's being
reclear
made by
middle.
BBL, but it's more so just the
They have
time
no
that's being
drone.
wasted.
Yeah, utility that refreshes and it's getting it in your head. Oh, but they could have used that to position an op early on without the
Dude,
shields.
they only have B main control, so they make a call with B main control.
There could be three players
Sure.
mid ready to swing. We don't know what they're doing. And it's not
You
worth
gotta be
in
careful
their
for all of
mind
this though,
committing
so
that
they might go a little bit
utility
slow
to
here.
re-clear using the drones
Tib,
and so on.
thank you
Instead,
so much,
they'll
Tib. Appreciate the
reset to a
prime.
direct
Thank you for the
hit,
5 months, mate.
confident that if they put that spear
Thank you for
together
doing that, dude.
and push it into the B site, they will find success. Standing in their way, Yumpy.
Okay, let's see what
and
the site
Sociable.
hits like. Double smoke, recon, flash for the dash.
Timing to slow them down. could be there, but he's got to try and get it spot on. I don't know if he has. No, exactly. The players are held out. It's only Zeus that's managed to make it forward. The rest of the team are
20 seconds.
tailing it back towards the side, but Zeus and Anna Captain, immediate entries. Exactly what they needed in the last few seconds. Magnum's going alone. Magnum's going to try and take this into his own hands instead as
I mean, someone had to make a play.
cut a little bit wider. Hunter's Fury utilized them well. Yedajay's spot is known, but even if they clear him, there's so many more pieces to this puzzle, so many more dominoes that would need to fall.
Matt, I like this from Yedajay though.
Is all but guaranteed.
Like Yedajay did incredible here. Just like the whole map was a question mark really, apart from A main, which they had taken, right? So then he takes the, honestly, a little bit of a risk re-clearing the drone, calls his team back thinking that it should be weak site, because obviously they've taken A main, so they should be over towards the 3, whereas they just cleared B, right? So he knows that the 2 are here, so they're just called to go head over towards B, because he re-cleared all the space. Like he was the whole reason they won this round, in my opinion.
Site so damn quickly. A timeout called.
Who's wrapping faster
to call it?
Is it Geis or is it Pal?
Well, obviously Geis he's not pleading anymore.
This is fairly chill. All right, no. I think he's happier. I don't know. I think the emotions are there.
A little bit more stress over in the BBL camp.
I'm guessing it's Yumpy talking currently.
I can turn around.
That's true, actually. We are in the arena. I always forget about that.
Yumpy was firing away.
There we go. Okay.
Both
seeming quite stoic at the moment.
Yeah, pretty calm considering we're going into round 27, Tom. You think this is where the stress piles up, and certainly for some people it does, but being able to have that little stoicism in your back pocket, keep you calm, keep you cool in these moments. I don't know, though. I'd like guys to be giving me
relax yourself.
A pep talk in these moments. I feel like you get me motivated.
I feel like he'd get me too motivated. I don't know.
Okay, let's see. It kind of feels like whoever can win the defense round.
I've let you down.
13 to 13. Attack side for BBL.
Dude, they want to go aggro B, and there's 4 people here.
For the defense. To try and take away that B main control, even setting up a smoke. Not wanting to allow this.
Well, that alarm bot didn't get too much. Turret's there instantly.
BBL.
Dude, Yedajay, there's no way to try and swing off this.
An unusual way to take the fight into this B side.
It's an incredible knife, it just hit 5. The big rotate comes out, Mr. Fallon doesn't have a recon, and Yedajay has to somehow kill everyone.
Running through the nanos, taking a lot of damage, jumps in. It's a free pick for Yedajay. Paranoia lands. That's a great assist there from the Paranoia.
Oh, nice shots, bro. It's constantly dinking him.
BBL rolling their way into the B site. Drone used late as well from Sociable. Great info. Might be both players spotted by that. The stun certainly indicates it. Plan secure, and post plant now in play. A smoke to block off one avenue. They know where Mr. Fallen is. His shock dart damn close to drawing blood, but it won't land the damage that they desperately need at this point. The swing together. These two, we talked a big game about them, but out of captain in the ground, it's Mr. Fallen to lead them to victory alone. Expects
chill, Sociable. It's low HPs.
Not landing the killing blows just yet. The wrap all the way around, expected, spotted, and then to finish him off.
Well,
it's BBL.
Still about who can win the defense round.
It can't be thankfully muted for the sake of my eardrums. 14 to 13, we go.
I wonder who's going to be the first to sort of break that attack side curse. And well, Pal on the side of BBL wants to try and be the one to do it. The additional pause available. Some really important kills, like the initial hold again from that defensive B side wasn't bad. Like they were able to buy a lot of time off the back of it.
Damn, Yumpy, bro.
Some of those rotations.
Okay, they want to try win it.
Significantly.
The glory timeouts here.
A board currently has a lot of depth to it. Mark New chiming in. Maybe more on the side of just trying to get Levin into spots. The thing is, on the attack, he was sublime. The setup was all there. You had that utility put into place for him. I feel like on the defense, it was much more raw. Like, it was like, I'm going to go push somewhere and take a fight. I think I want to see a set play. I want to see, like, maybe that old school, like, DRX flash through into mid, try and take control into screens.
Flash and dash.
Yeah, you set up Levin for that. tasty. You can do the same thing on A with the sort of one-way smoke dashing into that, although we've seen quite a lot of players play within the smoke when that happens.
But also look at the success they had with the salvos being used to deny that mid control.
Nolan, thank you so much for the prime. Appreciate the 9 months.
To see if they decide to pull it into play. Now, you haven't got the KO there, but you do have 2 players that could certainly assist in taking these opening
thank you
duels.
for sending that as well, man.
FUT are not sitting around
I'll take
marking.
that, dude.
Instead, it's going to be this big play outside of A. Crack.
Early knife.
Utility to deny any sort of aggression around that spot.
Nice, made it difficult to have a move forward.
Okay, aggro though. Aggro. Definitely trying something different. Drone clears middle, 3 pass and late push. The retake over towards A, but they should be able to isolate this once. Killjoy turret's still up, so they know. Kinda close. There we go. Oh no. Oh my. Okay, well, 4v4 retake.
That's just a 1-for-1.
And it slowed down that rotation into the A side. It's left that weakness wide
Okay,
open
last
for
time they
FUT
had
to
too
get
many
the
off site.
planting.
This time they only got the
Knife
1.
deployed, 2 hit.
Dude,
3
Atta
players
still has
coming for that
Omen
angle,
flash.
Sociable elsewhere.
Oh,
His way through
hard.
tree. They need to worry about. Salvos will give that away. Goes the paranoia, the swing from Zeus as a response though. Just as they want to push, he goes pushing into them. Tagged up, but he goes down below. A little bit of extra armor from the wood as Atta Captain cleans it
Yeah,
up.
dude.
The attack
Managed to get over
side
towards
again,
side and save
finding
Omen flash
success,
into
and FUT
peak,
keep the game
over
alive.
towards heaven. It was
Yeah,
nice
it's
though.
a gamble over onto that sort of mid-pressure, wanting to clear out Yedajay.
Didn't mind the idea from
BBL
though. Timo B, thanks so much for the prime. Appreciate the 25 months. Thank you for that.
Like, you're not necessarily expecting your opponents to just go directly
It's a
into
good
the
recon.
A-side drone
Dude,
and just take control.
Omen flashed into
I like the
peak
fact
with
we've seen that
recon
now
as
from
well.
both teams. Going back to basics,
Managed to
not
combo it that
overplaying
much.
the rounds, not looking for individual fights, having that
Yeah, I mean, still,
expectation that,
whoever come in
okay,
defense.
might have a set play, we don't want to get isolated. But it has meant that both teams have had relatively easy post plants, at least in the last couple of rounds.
But tried the same thing that they tried earlier with the early alarm bot.
Side.
Definitely something that was talked about in
the
timeout.
Yeah. Nothing but attack side success. BBL
Sure.
shifting their way up through short. It seems
Did
like
they
first
like?
contact will go to Zeus
Did they get
again.
info that he was pushing away here? Okay, drone to see if he's fully rotated, and he hides from the drone. So what? Do they just go heavy over towards A main?
Heard that response. A drone sent through. Nobody following
If
him.
they end up B here, they really messed up.
And a rotate around, hoping the B side is
Dude, they
where
should
will
think
come
this is
through.
fake pressure because the drone just cleared all at A. I think Profect did the wrong thing with what they want to do, unless they're faking this and going back to A.
Utility online. Although they should have a pretty decent idea when the turret
Okay, they're faking this going back to A. Okay, it's a good call. Oh yeah, this is nice. Big
Joe.
Joe.
Back in the other direction, Mr. Farlin holding the angle ready. In fact, he takes the early swing.
I think they thought that the fake was like insane here.
Even in this lurk from Magnum is filthy. That's going to put real pressure on the B
Dude,
side.
Atta's got to kill everyone.
Leaving just at a captain alone on the other side of the map. He's had his hero moments, but this will not be one of them.
End up being a really nice round.
There were 3 players.
End up being a really nice round. Yeah, I was worried for BBL when I saw them leave A main like this. Like they should always, that info should always get relayed to Yampy, and then he can make like a pretty easy call. And I was worried that they went over towards B, but they just sold the B fake with so many people. Especially if Fade actually committing onto it.
From BBL, but that's been a big difficulty when it comes to this defensive side. Love to see the Fade lurking. It's not something you'll see all too often. In fact, I might have shouted up at my teammates and ranked for that a few times.
But when you don't have...
Okay, big change up. Yampy's got the op on the KO. The overtime up on the KO. I like it.
Yeah, this is unusual, especially on the initiator. It means that you're going to have pieces missing in terms of utility, and you're not going to have any shields, but you tried everything else.
Double smoke, get out of there. Ooh, fake dash. Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Dude, the leak out smoke was nice as well.
Another round from the superstar Jet.
He might have done
his team
enough.
with an advantage, the best chance BBL have had.
He might have done enough.
That's an audacious play to pull out late into the game.
Yeah, the fake dash. I mean, the smoke was really nice. You gotta give Profect a little bit there as well.
Uh-oh. Bottom a little extra space, but they've stepped
Dude,
through
Yampy now has an op to retake.
Causes problems. The plant can now be secured from FUT. The attack
There's an opposite. Insta goes over towards A main.
Can
he and will he think about wine?
Doing this. Often the retakes have come in just from one angle. Now they're sending that man late with the operator of all weapons, and he's found his mark.
Nice shot, Yumpy.
Down and out. And the only players left are in under the op, swinging in slowly. Out of captain finds him looking for sociable.
But they still won it. They had no space, still won it. I think Yumpy maybe went a bit too early, but I don't know, man. That's hard. That is just unbelievable.
I guess it's sort of like, what was it, where a cat can only land on his feet and bread can only land butter side up. You put them on top of each other and it'll just spin forever. It's just going to go forever. Two Turkish teams playing a Turkish map. There is no victor. There is no team that can take it over the line. And while definite frustration
we go again.
being felt by the side of BBL,
still the defense round we're looking for.
Had risks being taken. Still wasn't enough this time around.
2-3 times in a row they've gone for this. They know the alarm bot's here.
That alarm bot is going to last very.
No, but they've done this a couple times. The smoke that goes down stops them from peeking. Alarm bot goes in, so either you're not there,
one person gets hit, but I mean he's been BT-foing here a lot.
Seconds in, you have to break it and give away your position.
Oh boy, straight up hit over towards short, no A main control. Oh, this looks good for FUT. Good omen flash.
In fact, the person who placed the util now sitting around middle, it's allowing them to be stacked up and ready to take these fights. Maybe not together in the case of Mr. Fallen, who's isolated.
Dude, what a weird round this one is. They go back to mid and Yetajay took all of mid space. I don't think they check this corner.
Pump faking B by breaking that util. Instead, they played into FUT's hands.
I don't think they check
this. They've got A control. They've a stack up there. They've got deep B control.
There's no way.
Let's try to walk through mid. That's the right response.
Yeah, they're not gonna check it.
With Yetajay waiting for that very play. FUT one step ahead, and they've got a 4v2 as a result.
Straight to the back.
It should be so fine, right?
Just making sure that they can hold on to that late control if they choose to go in that direction. The same can be said on the other side, although rotation away from A seems to be the goal. The peak timing could be everything, though. And a captain's going to hear the Prowler, know that one's already made it to the site, and just looks to try and hold his ground.
10 seconds left.
Knowing that there's a potential attempt to get aggressive when you're this far down in a round.
It's been nothing but
hero smoke. I mean, the hero smoke's kind of nice. Wait.
Chance to break the
hero smoke and Magnum's doing a little bit of damage.
Back in their hands. This province can be seized, and this is the first step to success. Profek and Magnum stand in their way. It's now just one, but
he missed the jump.
Low. A few shots.
Oh god! How has Magnum done this? How have they won this?
Monster play and the
That's nuts, bro. That's nuts. It was a nice little smoke for Perfect to play around, though. It was cool.
They should have taken that round home. Like having a decent crossfire as they look to make it out onto the side, but it's
Mr. Fallon missed the jump.
Just facing the wall right at the end.
I don't know what that was, man. There's some explaining to do.
Yumpy.
He's not gonna be able to call rounds soon.
No, that throat it's taking damage right now.
I'm glad that Mark New put the headphones back on for that one.
That's actually why he was taking them off at the end of the last round. It was Yumpy.
He's around ahead. He's around ahead.
He's gotta relax. I mean, he's getting them hyped up.
15. I don't know how BBL are in the lead, but they are. Magnum spoke about their last attack round, getting 3 kills.
Yumpy gets the op again. They're holding this, and problem is, it's nice. Does he go back to the angle?
Yumpy now back with the operator. I'm not
Dude, this
sure
incredible
he's
info.
gonna repeat that one with an operator. He's a confident man. That might be a bridge too far.
I don't want to see him repeat that no matter what weapon he's got in his hand. Little flash in as well, just to cause some chaos, show that the KO is there. Previously, being around A, being around
Hey, this is kind of nice for FUT, though. They want to go over to what? Okay, that's just a spam through smoke. Oh boy, it's good for FUT. Dude, this is never ending. This is actually the longest game in history. It started almost 2 hours ago. We're one map in.
They're already in. It doesn't matter. The salvos are too late. The dash got past them. The plant will be secured. Sociable looking to make a play, and he's got one at least.
It's brought the round at least back into the realms of possibility. Mr. Fallen low, and goes Profek for one. Cracks under the site is still lurking below, holding that ground, but Prophet found
They
another.
don't know about the luck, but it's not really.
But it's now left all onto Yedeje. The spray's a little bit wild. He's going to go jumping.
No, he's reloading. He's reloading. It's a 1v3 again, dude. How are these teams winning these rounds?
Series goes, Tom. If we keep ending rounds like this, inject it into my veins. Round 33 coming up. It's nothing but red on the scoreboard, and don't panic. It's not a tech pause. I'm saying the attackers keep winning rounds. It looked like this was going to break the mold, but my goodness.
I want to point out, Yedeje, this is the surprising thing for me. Levin has been so far ahead in terms of kill for the whole game. Yedeje's the first to hit 30. I tells you all you need to know. The impact of his lurks, that late round
No,
play
Yesterday's
kept them
been
in the
great.
map. And the thing for me as well is I do feel like whoever wins this map may just take the next one based off just the momentum of the series.
Bacon raid me? Forsaken. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the raid, bro.
That map can sometimes be enough.
I appreciate it. I hope the stream is good. Good luck this week as well, man.
Like a trigger bot.
He knows his dash distances. Oh, little tag on Mr. Fallen, but out of captain returning.
Of course, dude. Thank you so much. Jesus, that's a FUT. He gets a FUT there.
Needs a little more, in fact, because he's closed in on my social.
Dude, how are they still going to lose this round?
Again, coming into a resurgence late in the round.
How, man? How?
But blink, and we're back to even footing.
Yesterday's owned this. There's no way. Surely.
This plan, but he should be dead. Yedeje's got the wrap. He's got the read.
Oh, God. Dude, okay, everyone chill. There's been a defense round.
At long last, a defensive round is on the board.
Everyone chill.
This could spell the end of overtime.
Well, with the way the series is going, I wouldn't be surprised. Think back to an 18-16 victory.
Oh my God, dude, that second kill.
Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. But I wouldn't count anybody out just yet.
Dude, look at it. It's been so long.
Already. A massive lead for BBL. A massive streak.
Yeah, 3, that's crazy, bro. That second kill is madness.
Attacking round all the way up until round 33.
I'll find them.
And for round 34, BBL need their first.
It's actually 2 hours for one map.
Overtime.
It's actually 2 hours for one map.
Well, the op out this time on Levin. He'll be on short, maybe even getting an opportunity late with Yedeje lurking around this position. If he gets overeager, overzealous, he will be dropped. But as time goes on, that window should open for him to make a play. Ultimately, he's just containing that B aggression, ensuring that BBL can't push up and get info. He hears the Prowler, goes to investigate. Pressure on A side. I think they're actually going to try to send him in for the late B lurk and wrap around to him. They've already backed off, made some steps.
BBL kind of go for a ball play, and they have so much mid info. Wait, FUT don't have that much map control right now at all. They kind of got nothing.
They double back
50 seconds, they got no map control. What on earth is the call? Ball is for the 2-person force and then they go B. A 2-person force A main. Dude, they're not going to have enough time. Dude, I'm not sure about this one. I'm really not sure about this one.
Almost as a fake though. Not seeing anything else. And the B site now.
Dude, they're going to have the 3-person hit B.
Currently resides. This late push through could be.
This fan's got a 1-person fake at 20 seconds. They've made footsteps.
Wrap around from Yumpy. He's going to be here, and he's going to be here on time. Other side of the smoke. Swinging in, gets one. Magnum with the
oh my God, there is 5 duels going on at the same time.
And Spike dropped in the open. They need the picks now. The time's not there to get the plant, and it's done.
Dude, they want a defense round. What is this though? That this call was like, I don't even know what you call here. Someone has to try and take some map control.
17 to 17.
No joke. It got to 50, 40 seconds, and they had the same map control as what you're gifted at the beginning.
Just overcooked it a little bit. I think you finally get that.
They got nowhere.
We need our biggest play, our biggest round, and they go for this very late take into the site. But because of the amount of control, like that was 2 players deep in middle, like one holding the cross, one holding into mid. Then you had that re-aggression over on A from Prophet. He basically wins the round because he's able to call for rotations. And then Magnum, another sort of clutch performance from him. He's been so
both
good
in the defense rounds.
In this overtime. a resurgence that I think if BBL win, you're probably going to give him the MVP. Even though Levin's had a crazy map, he's been the one that has dragged them out of so many rounds.
Okay, that's nice though. Dude, he's allowed to use double prowler to be main
so far.
fake.
Like I said,
Wait, they flash it in? Dude, not even a flash in. Yetterjay is just insta-re-cleared the question mark with no util. They have no idea that he's done it, so the rotate comes in. FUT might even be able to keep 4 people here, especially with Krax's flash over the top. Damn, dudes. Mr. Fallon 3k. Now they're all winning the defense rounds.
He's been great. He's had his rounds, but
this is nice, though. Yetterjay's doing a great job at taking space. Taking a lot of space,
point under their belt.
Yeah, they've had a fair few opportunities at this stage.
They literally knew this was an A hit, like pretty early on.
Defensive round under their belt. I want to see them go for something just a little bit.
What was it, like a sick Omen flash? How did they even get these kills?
Lurky, slow rounds weren't what was working on the attack. They were very all in. They leave Yetterjay behind.
I think Omen flash so no one else can duel as well.
Together. And that was what was winning it for them. Now, with an operator on Lemon again, hoping that someone gives him a brawl, and it looks like he might be met with one. Few players sat around, but Timmy the turret will give
You got no armor. The turret can take you down.
Waiting for that off to get contact. It's been bought up so much. It was used by Yumpy on the late flank retake quite a while ago. But FUT have done a great job of avoiding giving it contact in the rotation coming in from Levin. They've made the wrong read.
Did he get hit by the knife? I think he went back into the knife to create pressure.
There's not much they can do.
Did they have a small window where A's really weak? Like the next 10 seconds, maybe not even.
Adjusted to catch the dive in, but he's up top. He's safe for now. But Profek finds him.
Damn, Magnum did unbelievable fade eye to enable his teammate. Oh god, not again, bro. How? Magnum is so good.
They had recovered it, but it would fall into their hands.
Now what? This guy on short, here's them all. Literally, here's them all again.
The rotate around will bring them right
Guy's gone.
Levin's waiting arms.
Yeah, they've been spotted in middle as well. He's now going to have a B-main pick spot to try and catch the guy in the window.
Though, right?
Have been heard. Dash online, but the shot's missed. It's not connected. Magnum, though, is still there and still kicking. He could be the distraction. And then Levin's there on the
you hit that?
around.
You hit that, but not the first.
And BBL survived once again.
Well, there it is. I wanted to see the op in action, Tom. We got to see it closing out the round. Also, that deep control held late. So important. I don't want to hear I don't want to read a single comment about Zeus. Oh, his opening goals.
Oh, that's nice, bro.
Levin did. Look at this guy entering. He's always on his own, man. He's diving in. There's 4 pieces of utility, and he always falls before the second person comes through the choke point. I feel bad for him, man.
They all can't. They now all can't get an attacking round. This is the most stupid thing ever, man. Why can no one? Why have we just forgotten how to attack now? Why are they taking no map control?
Our record in EMEA is still 23-21. I think that was the scoreline when we watched Forza playing up against FBX. It was a while ago. We also had a crazy game.
4-pass and walk mid. I mean, we're trying new stuff.
I think that hit
well,
the
the drone literally sees 3 of them. Didn't see the guy tucked around the corner. Omen flash does hit 1. 3 people back aside though. But they've been turtling back a sight, so I don't think they want to do that again.
Did one time. Nice. Responses from BBL are there. They're getting everything.
Yumpy did good to make sure that's a trade no matter what. And we might be back to attack rounds.
FUT scrambling to try to get some picks back in their direction. And we've seen defensive rounds now fall into the hands of BBL, so there's no more security to fall back on.
Well,
the attack finds it with
they tried something new, it worked out.
And if they can repeat the success they've had in the last few defensive rounds, they can finally put this OT cycle to bed and claim their own map pick. Remember, BBL.
A decisive attack round, yeah. Sometimes you gotta try completely new stuff.
Yeah. Soon they may have enough to make up for the fact.
And it's interesting because FUT normally have that protocol where they go back a site, right? But because they keep getting owned by the util, they didn't have anything, so then they just kind of ended up just standing in in my opinion, just random places.
Some excitement
Like normally you have like
inside of BBL, but we have been here.
multiple crossfires or positions that you like to go to, and you just call a name. But maybe it's too hectic. Maybe they're not used to having 3 people there. Dude, BBL are just trying random stuff now. They really are. 3-person push up over towards A. Instant reaction. Sociable's been locking down middle. Magnum has to just kill one. What are you gonna do? Well, here we go, unlucky on the timing.
That's the spike guaranteed.
They got a fast flank over towards middle though.
Conscious of this flank, conscious, Sociable could be just
Oh,
around
the
the
timing's
corner.
crazy. Oh my goodness.
A 3v4 now. First chance to push this to another OT to bring us a ridiculous distance. It's the first map of
Dude,
the
he doesn't.
series.
His mate doesn't swing off his arm and flash. What's going on?
Levels up 3 versus 3. The time ticking though. BBL, the ones that need to make a move. You can't wait for that utility.
Oh, not the lineup, dude. Not the lineup.
Leaving Levin all of the pieces. The dash is deep.
The dash idea was nice though.
Not for the kill.
Oh my goodness.
He needed to force the issue, but he couldn't get it across the line. Guess what, Tom? It's another OT.
Yeah, we're definitely hitting double digits in the 2s. There's no doubt about that. 19 to 19.
It's chaos. Okay, Gidi, thank you so much, dude. Appreciate the prime. Thanks for the prime usage, mate. Thanks for the 11 months.
We are on track.
Thanks so much for the support, dude.
Pound for pound. It was nothing but attack.
Marvi as well. Marvi, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the 10 gifted. Chat, you know what to do. Let's get the slug oil spam going. Thank you so much, Marvi. If anyone got gifted, M_RV, 2 eyes. Say thank you. Appreciate you, Marvi. Thank you for doing that, mate. Very generous, bro. Appreciate that.
Goes for a bit of an aggressive peak.
Okay, knife doesn't hit anyone over towards short, so they might think there's smoke. Okay. Wait, they popped dash. Oh, they're in trouble. It's a good decision to get out of here, but they are actually a little bit in trouble.
Aggressive positioning from Yedajay.
They've got no space, Tom. Like you say, Yedajay pushing up. He's got mid locked down. He's got B main.
If Yedajay messes up though, oh god, it's the most incredible drone. B side is just straight up empty.
And they've got the read. The nade gives him a bit of space.
And the stun.
Perfect from Social.
Now what do they call? Dude, they drone to re-clear this? That's cool.
BBL are so careful, so methodical to make sure that this guy can't rat out around.
Oh boy.
Zeus now tries to get aggressive as well, but he is caught by the hero of Magnum.
Okay, Atter on site.
Hero of their own. Add a captain within the site. Mr. Farlin
Oh my god, he did so much damage.
Maybe setting up the star smoker to take this round into his own hands. Yumpy though with a trade keeps that advantage in the hands of BBL. 2 stand between BBL's umpteenth chance to close this map. But at this stage,
dude, full util on cracks. Oh, that no one's Jenny.
For BBL. The flash is still online for cracks. They'll be their way back in. At least they'll hope so.
Dude, he's just spammed him.
Mr. Fallen's picked up Yumpy. He might have seen a little bit of him. Who knows?
No way.
All of a sudden, the advantage is there.
Holy, how did they 2v3 this man? How's Mr. Fallon got these kills? Like, how's he got the kills though?
20 rounds for FUT, but it's still not enough to claim the map. They need one more. They need this.
I mean, he did insane damage. Oh, he saw him. He saw him early.
It could be the first time, second or third.
How long is the VOD? 1 hour 47. But bear in mind, we had that 20-minute tech pause before it.
Oh, it's been a marathon, not a sprint.
Ascent Korea, thank you so much for the prime, bro. Appreciate you. Thanks for the 3 months. Yeah, dude, it's been a long time, man. It's been a long time.
On one side of the map, 4 players in B main.
Okay, FUT haven't been taking map control, so they decide to go 4 people over towards B and they're going to force map control. Not saying they're committing, just saying that they're trying to get... Oh no, they're committing. Okay, well.
Shouldn't have been.
But our smokes isn't here, and they just used the smoke to create mid pressure, so they gotta wait a little bit for the double. Wait, he's going with no smokes?
3 players ready and waiting. Levin looking for the fight, but hasn't managed to connect, and still 2 players remain within. Magnum needs to get something, and he has already. Then Sociable strikes as well, keeping the man advantage. Another added to the death toll.
Another 3v2.
So we find ourselves once more 2 players versus 3. Sociable's still going.
Oh, it's a great Omen
He
flash.
just wants to take this round into his own.
That's a great Omen flash. Dude, it's never ending. We're actually here forever.
20 to 20. Records may be broken.
Trocker pick 2552 with the prime. Thank you for the 5 months, dude. Thank you for that.
Unbelievable, Tom.
We're stuck in a loop.
Going this distance is
It's actually
a rare
non-stop.
thing. It's a thing of beauty, something to behold, and we are certainly getting to witness the best of the best when it comes to these rounds. The constant evolution, the sneaky play by Yedege, but then BBL detecting it, and there you go. This is the longest game in VCT EMEA history. 2023 to 25
on time.
We've already hit here. No, on round okay. 20 to 18.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm talking
before.
Okay, well, there was a recon here, and they shot it. So they do create a little bit of pressure outside A. I wonder if it got a scan off
now
or
we
not.
pushed past that. Yeah, no telling.
Drone goes deep over towards middle. Again, can check everywhere here.
In our region, that's the overall. Who knows? 6 rounds at this stage. Doesn't really feel that long. We've been in for a while.
That's a walk in the park.
This game actually started last week.
It does feel like it.
We have seen the evolution, and one of the plays was Yedege getting aggressive inside of B main after contact on A. This time BBL, well, they're pumping towards A. They've gone in for the knife, trying to steal a little
the knife's nice though. Knife is nice. They know that they created A pressure. Doesn't hit anyone, so they know that no one's in A main. They're taking a bit of risk that someone might be wine, but they don't think they are. 2 hit over towards site. Cracks his double flash again. Are they going back to site? They're doing the back site thing. Problem is they normally get Teo. Ooh, got no salvos.
Still, they need to clear the back line, and while Cracks is there again,
oh my goodness. Normally they had the salvos for this.
With him sitting in that corner, and you best believe you need to hit your shots immediately. It's gonna be another opportunity.
Okay. This is like the first time their double backer side worked, and it's because the salvos got used early. I wonder if it was like they're waiting for it.
At this stage, as they now head into the attack once again.
I love the change from FUT as well to have Yedege's Nano over towards A main. Even though he's playing the B side, he went straight off.
Both just tank the tether and stick.
Delay, seeing that they're initially able to stop them with salvos.
Yeah, I like that though.
But
the confidence is nice.
They don't get in on time. Sometimes Sociable's busy at that moment, and there's a little bit of a window. So this time the Nano will bridge that gap and buy them guaranteed.
Disala, thanks so much for the prime, dude. Appreciate the 19 months. Thanks for the prime usage, mate. Appreciate the support, dude.
It wasn't needed, but it was nice to see that sprinkled in amongst the chaos. Round 42.
Okay, FUT going for something way more decisive.
Needing to find success on the defense.
Another B hit.
Long fought map, and we talk about these, Thomas.
Prowler to clear middle, drone to clear middle. They're gonna have 3-person strong over towards site. Omen smoke coming in. Dash has been popped.
It's on track to be with FUT diving in, but Sociable the first to draw blood.
Magnum not here this time around. Don't know if that'll be their undoing though. That's a solid start with the Turkish duo on this BBL side stepping up. They've still got to be careful though. Don't give anything to Mr. Fallen and a captain. They have been sublime in these clutch moments, but here comes Yumpy to add one more.
Damn, bro, it's wild.
21 to 21.
Ash the Marsh with the prime. Thank you for that as well, mate. And Nissa-san as well. Nissa-san V. Thank you so much for the prime usage also. Welcome into the Slug Club, you too.
EMEA history in total.
Ash as well. Ash, thank you so much, dude. Thank you for the tier 1, mate.
That is the longest
Curse the team and end this. It's insane. I was going to say that was the end there, but I'm glad it didn't.
So I think that is already, they're matching second no matter what for the longest map in the last 5 years in EMEA. I genuinely wonder if all of Valorant, excluding maybe like tier 2, tier 3, but in the tier 1, is that 24-22. I don't know if anyone's beaten that.
You know, I like to think back on previous years and the Turkish derbies that we've had, the FUT versus BBL, we hype up and they
with the AWP, they create a little bit of pressure. It does give the idea, like, when you start picking up AWPs like this, it does create a little bit of pressure, right? You see them tapping the AWP already, so they're pinging it. So the players over towards A have already commed that they've taken the AWP over towards A, and then maybe they're going to try a double AWP default here.
Or -2.
Nero 42 with the prime as well. Thank you so much for that as well. Issy as well. Thank you so much for the tier 1, mate. Thank you for the 6 months. Thank you for the half a year.
Oh, well, there was a clear victor. right here, no matter which way this
Okay, so now it's starting to look like a double orb default. So the rotate comes in, especially as we're getting the orb. We've got 45 seconds. Do the 3 just hit the weak site?
So many times
or are we waiting?
Count, even just in OT.
Oh, at a captain again. We talk about him being the anchor.
Honestly, I like the call of this. The pressure of the double orb. They might be able to get onto a site, might be able to save the plant and throw it over to the Teo as well for the ult. Dude, they're gonna throw the spike to Teo. It'd be nice. Magnum, where you going? You got the spike, mate. Oh my goodness.
I was gonna say finally he's fallen, but no! Mr. Fallen still survives. Eventually he has gone down.
Dude, he gets his fatal with the plant.
Needs to be the hero of another round. The spike plant ult was in a decent position. The Nightfall is
Oh
going to reveal him, and he's already going to get tagged up. It is another for
Damn,
BBL.
bro. This is nuts again. Magnum did great. Dude, I like this plan though. This was cool. Little double orb default over towards A, B, and then insta hit over towards A with the 3. You know it's a 3v2 on site.
Deep in
Might even
OT,
be worse than that.
Having to dig deep themselves. 22 rounds on the board. History in the making for the partnership, for the region. Or perhaps they can push it that little bit further. It's FUT now with the onus on their shoulders.
No more? Yeah, I
As
think
we
this is
said,
the
it's
end.
so hard to shake
I think
a
this
map
is the
where
end.
You're close to winning, but it's stolen
It feels
away
like the
from you.
end.
And now, this map, the bounce
Wait,
back would
4
be
past the middle.
a little bit more difficult.
Oh boy.
Icebox up next, somewhere that FUT can
It's kind of nice that the duelist shows, so they don't expect the too
their
close.
own map pick.
But what do these two do? Dude, the smoke's going to go and he's going to see him going up short.
The majority of the players around this spot on the map,
Whoa.
yeah, just walk through it like nobody would ever be there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the bait came in from the duelist. Prowler goes in to clear this. We've got only one person on site. Doesn't have a flash or anything.
Tailing it in this direction. Prophet in position. Shots not connected initially.
Dude, just fade eye.
It's down to just add a captain. Another clutch needed.
He's got the spike and he's got all.
He can plant for himself.
Magnum did a lot in this round. He's going to do more.
It's it wide
Dude, he
open
knows
as
he has
well.
so much time.
He could go spawn,
He
mark
knows he has
into the
so much
boathouse.
time.
Magnum has to clear it all. 15
He
seconds
might get fade
until
eye
he
in
has a
time.
hunt, so he takes it slow, takes his time. But with no idea where this player is, and look at the nasty little spot that Ada Captain's found himself, taking no chances. He knows by now that the play is not through spawn. He's hearing the steps even now, the door closing. Knows exactly where Magnum is, and he just faces, swings wide, but
How did he not
misses
get the kill?
every single shot. Time bought. The Prowler will confirm his position. It might get him half.
Oh, he does
Magnum's
get it
gonna
half.
stick it. The swing out. He's
No
not
way.
faking
6
it now.
bullets.
Pulls his gun out, but it's too late. It's too late. He needs the kill, and he doesn't have time anymore. It's done.
How's Ada done this, man? How? It's so many hero rounds.
To keep the game going, Tom. It's
Mac and
history,
Cheese will catch
no
up. Thanks so
matter
much for the
what.
prime, mate.
They've
Appreciate the
already
13
beat
months. Thank you for
partnership,
doing
but now
that.
That's 24-22 minimum.
This will equal the longest map in Valorant history in that tier 1.
That's insane.
Really, it's the
Dude,
same thing as
this
before.
best of 3 started 2 hours, 16 minutes ago, and we're still on the first map.
FPX versus Forza, Bind. I remember it like it was yesterday, because it lasted a damn day. And we're at least going to equal that record here in 2025.
Okay, knife goes
with the
out
two
over towards B. Doesn't see anyone though.
Seemingly in perfect balance. No one able to find that gap, take that victory. And even with Profex heroics in the last round, Ada Captain said, watch me match that and take it one further.
Okay, great pressure over towards middle. Dude, they still have turret early info though. A FUT not in a really good position.
Not connected. A battle of
Great
the
Omen
Jets
flash.
with a counter piece of utility, but still a 5v5.
Dude, keep an eye on this little luck through middle. They're gonna go back through mid. Oh, I like this. But there's no B main pressure.
But this time, FUT still in
So they're even gonna...
Cracks and Yedege
Dude, what a
waiting
weird round. Look at the minimap.
patiently inside that B site as they spread the net, looking to catch FUT unaware. They fail.
Dude, the spike's committing. I think Yedege just cleans this up though.
Scratching their heads. Where's the extra contact? Where's the play? Well, Yedege's about to have it.
Yeah, you gotta think. So they had no info over towards B main, right? And obviously normally you can't play that angle. So they think that they probably don't have info on B main. They're kind of just guessing.
In overtime. Can he still find a way to dig that little
Yeah, they
bit
had to break
deeper?
that turret on B to do
20
this.
seconds. Picks needed. The plant with 15, he needs to go. He needs to run, and they're waiting for him. Beautiful stuff from FUT.
My goodness.
23 to 22. One more round to close this out, but we've been here before.
Yeah, we've said that a few times throughout this game. I think if we break this record, we're then going to be talking about the chance for a double map in one map, which genuinely isn't too far away. For you mathematicians out there, that would be the 52. Still a way to go, though. And it's gone away from strategy. It's gone away from who makes the right call.
No, I mean, they're all just calling on the fly stuff now as well, pretty much. Oh, the tether nade to start it off. Well, there goes the info sentinel. Not that you want to push in the 4v5, but drone clearing middle does make it look that they might try and take some free space.
They're pulling everything out of the bag now.
Okay, Prowler hits, and the two might just start prodding over towards A. Did he spot them with a jump peek? Yes, he did. Ah, dude, BBL are in a good spot, though. How did they even lose this one?
You said, Tom, it's all about individuals now. Zeus is being spotted. He tried to be sneaky, stunned up as well, but they're not rotating.
Oh, dude, I thought Magnum was going to swing it. I was like, well, that's how they lose it.
No need to overextend, no need to panic. 50 seconds on the clock, and the gradual rotation coming in now around from the A side.
Salvo's still there.
There's my Omen smoke. It's taking a while.
Social's been able to dodge the utility.
3 passing on site.
Defender makes their way in. Sociable's done the work. And now it's already falling apart. 23 seems guaranteed. There is not going to be a single pick going the other way. And in zone 4,
a lovely little Teo
record set.
Fade combo to start this one off.
Ever finished a game 25 to 23. 24-22 was the previous record. That has been beaten. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think if this goes much longer, I might need to sub myself out.
Dude, it is long, dude. We've got 2 hours on the VOD.
No, we can keep going all day long.
2-hour VOD.
Round 47 we dive into. Much like in this matchup, nobody is content with second place. They've taken the longest match in history. It's the Turkish derby that delivers when so many others have failed to do so in the past. Hard to separate these teams, as is evidenced by the scoreline. BBL on the attack. Some players to contend with on the way to B. We've seen this hold work wonders.
Oh my goodness.
Yedege and Cracks will be put to the test once more.
How are we looking on this split? Not great.
11-2.
Mr. Fallen still has recon. Ooh, I like this though. Push through middle as they create a lot of pressure. Wait, this was a nice idea. Dude, some of the like calls and ideas they're coming up on the fly is really good.
Captain's going to play as much of an off angle as he can, but he's caught by the knife. They're going to know he's here. The trade needs to be there, and it is again. Perfect work from this
nice shot.
duo. And now
really nice shot.
Goes back for more. A second, a third bite of the cherry. And on all that remains in their way is Yedege, but you can't give this man an inch.
What an adaptation,
Dad, thank you so much for the 11 months, mate. Thank you for doing that.
And they decide to go for a 2-man push into spawn. It's things like that that keep your opponents guessing. Keep them on the back foot. And after the previous one, seeing FUT find that little resurgence, they're again going to need a big play out of an individual. Time ticking, and it feels like it's already too far gone. If BBL play their cards right, look at the utility.
It should be impossible.
Sociable still has his easy ability online. Indeed, it will be sent out early before the tap. And Profec's the one finding the kill, so it doesn't matter anyways. 24 rounds on the board. And you know what's better than being in the longest match in history? It's winning it. And that's what BBL are looking to do now.
42 kills now for Levin. I mentioned a moment where Yedege managed to overtake him, but it really shows
yeah,
how
Sonya,
long
mate. This is a mad one.
Has been with players
42 to 37. 40 deaths. Have we seen 40 deaths?
It at 30. I don't think he's ever had a game with 30 deaths. Well, he's now had a game with 40 deaths. I don't think he'll be beating that anytime soon.
In fact, triple mid-hold. But the smoke is going to leave them, but they swing on in. Mr. Fallen, good for one. At second, though,
double miss.
Back by FUT. Denying that aggression immediately. The op not finding its mark. Not enough, at least. And so this 3v4 leaves FUT with open space for the B site.
Yeah.
They're just going to waltz in.
And no one there. Of course, it's not a similar boat to having that
It's
sentinel.
an empty site.
Additional utility. Evan needs to try and catch a timing here, and he doesn't. Almost loses his life for it, in fact. Knowing that if they get into this post plant with this much of a disadvantage,
Spike planted.
there's very little hope for them to turn this one back. Sociable.
Alasuni, thanks so much for the tier 1, dude. Appreciate the 32 months.
They're going to have a decent idea that there's a player.
Yeah, this is. I mean, it's a pure madness,
they need
mate.
to deal with an open plant ready for that Yedege lurk to come back through. And I'll be honest with you, it seems like an oversight. They've completely forgotten that he's there, swinging in from behind, but they found every single pick. Time is ticking, though.
No mollies.
Left to try and do it all.
Super low HP. Could probably get... He's got no time for that. He's got no time for that. He had to spam it. Damn, dude, that's a nuts retake that they did. I thought they had no chance. Oh my goodness. 2 hours and 4 minutes and 30 seconds. That's how long the map was. Obviously a load of tech balls in there, but...
It is BBL.